Cool, cool.
All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another session of the Echoes of Stardust team. Well, I guess that's the team we're starting off, but CSG Echoes of Stardust. We will begin momentarily here with a recap in the usual sorts. But first, we would just like to make sure that we thank everyone for viewing us, whether it be live in the server right now or it be in the following days when the video is uploaded onto our YouTube channel. And on that point, please, if you enjoy the content and want to see more, it helps us if you give us a like, and ring the bell if you're subscribed as well, so you can get notified on the next videos as they come out. And also, it helps us if you send a comment, whether it's something about the session, something about Dream Forge itself, any and all we accept up there. That should be in a... Oh wait, I can't say that this early in the video. Never mind. In any case, yes, we'd like to thank you all for your time and such. Let's go ahead and get started, pulled up here. I believe, unfortunately, on the stream right now, people are only just seeing kind of still frame, and that's probably all they're going to really see on today's session. But for those that are viewing in post, you'll be seeing the regular, with a couple new added images, slideshow of the team. So that is cool. But in any case, let's go ahead and get started here with the recap. My page is screen tearing. That's nice. That's definitely a nice thing. Please don't do that. Okay, there we go. Just had to click on and off the tab. Alright. So, in the last session of CSG Echoes of Stardust, the party had finished, or I guess you could say, defeated Avaro, the man who was leading the Valiant Hooks, the kind of conjoined pirate and a consortium nationalist group that was in the area. It's kind of been destabilizing the local, local settlements and such after a long protracted effort with multiple kind of layers of kerfuffle, we'll say. Going from the mayor of Quald to the shipwright, or I guess the harbor master of Dale. But besides all that, after finally getting rid of them, or at least defeating them and having them now arrested, the party had begun to kind of explore the cavern that they had confronted Avaro in, seeing what they could find in hopes of finding Jai's missing team that they had traveled down to go to Moga with, as well as hopefully finding some of Reese's men that might have survived the shenanigans that were happening in Moga and Quald and Lolel as of late. Luckily for both of them, they managed to find several members of each's group, with it seems as though at least the more recent members from Breeze's guard detail having mostly survived, as well as the majority of the people of the guilds and Quald special, or I guess Quald forces, also having survived amid capture, though soon to be executed, so they had arrived just in time. However, before all the fun times and things happened, it would seem that the party would be... how would you say? The party would encounter a strange and very powerful individual. One that they have yet to, well, it seems thus far, have yet to ever see. Someone who possessed the ability to suppress energy through some type of anti-energy field or suppression field, as well as having a keen ability to manipulate space or gravity, it seemed. Making spaces and distances that were things of the 50 or so feet variety seem almost like a step in terms of their immediateness to them, to maneuver around them. Marliana, who was quite frightened, noticing some of the, we'll say, particular components of the field that they were all in a kind of immediate fear response, had elected to try to swim, or not try, but successfully swim away back up north near Homie and the others, where they had been inspecting the area and gathering any materials that could be useful for them. Meanwhile, Jai and Starsha, who remained, were I should say the only two who remained, were unfortunately unable to escape and had to directly face this strange figure draped in a black robe and hood, which seemed to obscure most of their features and face. Though, luckily, it did not seem, it seemed as though this figure was not necessarily there for ill intent for their party, and potentially ill intent, unknown ill intent for the people they were also trying to find as well. As it seems that they were informed later that by the people that they had come to rescue, that this figure kind of popped up and in a flash had dispatched pretty much all the pirates and the and the Valiant Hook's members that were beginning or about to silence them permanently. Though most of them were unfortunately knocked unconscious in the ensuing fray before they could really see much of anything. That being said, none of them really could give a description on the figure or their form. All they could really say was that whatever this entity was, they were pretty tall. It seems as though they were using some type of spiritual illusion of some kind to kind of mask their form, like their stature, making them appear different sizes at different times. However, it seems as though a few of them, or more specifically Starsha, was able, I think it was Jai, was able to glean a few more specific features like black scales on their body, claws that remind them of a lizardkin or a dragonkin, perhaps, and that they seem to have their height seemed to be somewhere in the 8 to 9 feet range. It seems like that was more of the accurate height of them. Whoever they were quite tall, but that's beside the point. I guess for now it's besides the point. Once that whole situation and debacle had finished, the party would grab what they could from the area and would head out with Brees and his men, or I guess I should say the people that they had rescued in there, having tied up and basically perp walked all the people that had survived this altercation that were with the Valiant Hooks to Quald with the party, so that they could face justice, if it were, or as it were. Along with that, Marliana and Jai began to talk a little bit more, I guess you can say, directly. At this point, Jai had been kind of a bit, reclusive with how they carried themselves and things, and this seemed to be the main time when Jai had opened up to parts of the party a bit more, as the situation had begun to calm down, as it were. But to that extent, Marliana relented on the idea that they were, I guess in their opinion, they felt somewhat like a coward for having left Jai and Starsha, even though nothing bad ended up happening at all. While Jai kind of reassured them that the situation not only ended up being favorable in the end, but that it was understandable, their reaction, and that they were not wrong in sensing the danger and attempting to flee, and that Starsha and Jai both would have been, I guess, fine, I guess is the thing they said, and that kind of reiterating that there's different types of strength that one can have outside of just physical strength. One that Marliana significantly focuses on, we'll say. And maybe give Marliana something to think about, as we'll say Jai's not the only one that has informed, at least recently, informed Marliana that there is more kinds of strength than just that can be trained of a physical fitness and dexterity type of way. But after all of that happened, and I believe Jai and Starsha also talking a little bit more, the party would finally arrive at Quald, to much fanfare, as the party and others had been somewhat, not necessarily expected, but hoped for, after all the shenanigans that had been happening as of late in the southern Lapis area. Once they were ushered into the walls, the confines of the central area of Quald, Breeze and the rest of his men would be somewhat taken to the side, Breeze insisting that they talk with some of the main leaders of the area. However, with the situation as it was, they had told Breeze and his men that they should get some rest, that they would, what's the word I'm looking for? They would, not translate, what's the word? The word when you process, thank you. They would process the prisoners that they had with them, and that Breeze and his men had deserved a long rest after all of the things that happened. Breeze actually specifically at this point, I should add, was very badly beaten up, kind of getting rescued, if I remember correctly, by, was it Gathor, if I remember correctly, that ended up healing, or was it Fel? Which one was it that healed him?
Felt?
I think it might have been Fel. Somebody came in very clutch for Breeze, who was on, I think, nearly single-digit health towards the end of that fight. So, Breeze was looking pretty beat up, so they definitely wanted Breeze, especially for a report, to be able to speak and be perfectly fine. So they told him to rest, which Breeze relented, and mentioned to the party that he would see them the next day or the following day, as the meeting would probably happen somewhere at the guild or barracks, and that he would meet them there. With that out of the way, the party headed their way over to the guild hall, which unfortunately for some, somebody wasn't present, but that's okay, as there was a very, how will I put it, very peculiar servalkin, which I don't remember his name off the top of my head. Jai, do you remember? Because Jai knew who they were. I don't know if someone wrote down their name.
Can you give me a hint?
He had a kind of Cheshire smile, short gray hair, and was rather young or youthful looking, probably like maybe like 22, 21, give or take that age. A guild attendant, wearing nothing super, like, something super crazy. I think he had either green or yellow eyes. I can't remember.
I didn't write down a name. Did we get one?
I
feel like I would have written it down.
I think I gave you a name, but I don't remember what the name was. I could check real quick.
You should check.
We'll check real quick. Give me 1 moment. I'm gonna pause the recording real quick. So live, you get to hear me floundering as I go and find this name, but it'll be just a moment for those on the other side. As we were, their name is Yuna. They are the guild attendant that usually is there at nights. One of the main ones that, I guess you could say, when party's not there, that it leads at nights. And yes, I was wrong about the color of their fur. It was actually white, like kind of a pastel kind of white-ish color with black kind of, I'd say black shadow kind of on the edges of certain parts of it. But I was right about the Cheshire smile part. He's got a very striking face and demeanor, but he doesn't necessarily mean it. It doesn't seem like he means ill, at least from your initial reactions, or not reactions, initial meetings of him. So, in any case, yes, after meeting with Yunnan and talking with them and getting your stuff, which I believe your party has been paid the amount, but I think that the records you guys have probably don't show that, so I will tell you how much you got paid. How about that?
Yes.
Let me check here. Don't worry, I've already AP and other stuff wise has already been given out on the one sheet, but that's not what I'm looking for.
Well, if you see it or if you know.
What, the AP amount?
Yeah.
If you go to the Echoes of Stardust, or the party status, Echoes of Stardust, and then you go to the AP tracker, you can just go to where the mission is, the quest logs, and it will tell you how much AP the quest log gave you. Or from the quest log. It was, I believe, Seaside Town Woes to Quald my captain.
Oh yeah, I don't have access to these sheets, I forgot.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Lewis was telling me about that. I will fix... Okay,
Both.
I'd like to change permissions, yes. Alright, you should be good with that one, and I will... Yes, also... Jai, you should also have access to them now. They're Google Sheets as well. Which means they're not privy to having, breaking, we'll say.
Okay.
Alright.
Oh yeah, my current should probably update that. That's not right.
Did I pin them? I think I pinned them. It's a pin. It should be a pinned message.
It's like a scroll away.
Oh yeah, you're right. It is. It's just giant fucking text, but yeah. All right, both are good now. I know it says anonymous for everybody, which is weird. Oh, but that's only viewing access. I gotta do yeah, right.
Is it this to Qual'd my captain mission?
Yes, it is. It was 25 AP, I believe.
All the... Yeah, I definitely don't have all the quest AP. I feel like I only have like 2 of them.
Well, if you enter in your stuff, it will be able to tell you how much AP you should have.
Well, I have it on my sheet. Where should I? So I have... that.
Why is this not working?
Okay, so the trained... Wait, training hours and trained AP. I guess that's what I'm putting there.
What was it, sorry? Yes, the
I'm
training.
trying to figure out where I'm putting stuff, because the AP for Marliana is...
Not
I
right,
see.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So, like, you can see where it adds. So, encounter AP is an equation thing, which you... Or not, there's another way of doing it, but just put in whatever your number is for encounter AP. Like, whatever you got when you rolled for encounter AP, you can just add there. Just add it, like, each interval you get it.
Is it above the items we just got from this mission?
Are you looking... What are you looking for?
The document.
Yes, it should say... Echoes of Stardust, Stardust Inventory DF, and Party Status Echoes of Stardust.
Oh, it's that one. Okay.
Yes.
All right. I'm so glad that I did what I did, because I would have never figured this out without my organization. Because I have my own sheet that has the time trained AP and encounter AP. It's gonna be a bitch to separate them real quick, but it's fine.
And then ignore quest completions.
500 AP from the start.
It's already accumulated and it's already added in.
But like, where?
When you go to total occurred AP, you can see the amount. Was it 500 or 400?
It was 500.
Okay. I will add.
Oh, that's just gonna be its own separate thing then.
Which one, sorry?
Well, the 2B 500. That's like, it's just like things that aren't quests or training will just be other.
Yes. As in, like,
Okay.
wait. By other, you
like,
mean?
We have a column for training. We have a column for encounters, but that 500 doesn't count for either one of those.
No, I added. All I did was add it to the total occurred AP right here.
Yeah.
That's all. Yeah, that's just an extra. Because there shouldn't be really many of those. So like, because of that, I just added it to the total, and it should be fine.
Let's see. I've got 158. Is that it? 158 for training or for encounter. All right.
Okay, cool.
Where am I typing? Nowhere? That's cool. 158. Well, I can't, right, yeah, I can only view this.
Yeah, no, I know. That's what I said is that, like, did you request access, by the way?
I guess. I did on the other one, but this one opened, you gave me access to view before I could request access to this one.
Okay, let me... I wish I could do that real quick. I'm gonna do this.
On the side, you can request edit access on phone. I don't know what the button is on laptop.
You might have to do that because I can't do anything for you at this point.
Wait, do I have to?
You have to request access.
How do I do that on this sheet?
Okay, I'm gonna pause the
Oh,
recording
right
as well
there.
while we do this this stuff. Apologies, sorry.
Okay,
And we're
I'm not.
back. Yeah, it's fine. I should have wrote down what I said. But in any case, we're ending a recap like basically right here or right around here. Don't worry. I just lost my train of thought as I was explaining some of the AP tracking stuff that's on our own personal sheets. That who knows? Maybe in the future, if we do some like evaluations of party status stuff, like in between some of the arcs, other people might get to see. So there's that. But in any case, yes, the party had got their way over to the guild hall. Like I said, met Yunon, and got all their stuff into their special room, or I guess standard guild sanction room, but a special room due to their current status as a special interest guild team at the moment, which they just kind of found out a bit more about, but they'll probably find out more in the ensuing next few days. That being said, everyone enjoyed a much needed, nice rest and relaxation period as they have accomplished a
So we're
lot
full
so far.
resting, right?
Yes, you
We're
have
not. We're not
long
getting
rested.
sleep interrupted.
You're not getting sleep interrupted. You're in a safe place. All right, you can rest. You can sleep. You don't have to worry about something jumping out of the bushes or weird water chimeras popping out of the toilet to attack you. You are fine.
Cool. I full rested the characters I have access to.
Awesome. Yes.
Also, I just thought of something. I know we just finished the AP talk, but anytime anyone takes AP from their class, might have to go on that document too.
You are right. Actually, that is definitely something
Just
we'll
like
keep track
as
of.
one of those miscellaneous points, like I know we said there weren't a lot, but there's at
No,
least
no,
four.
that is important. I will. I can add a tab. Just put a note in that and just remind me if you want to even like put a note on the actual document, just on like the top cell for that, to say, hey, add a column for AP if AP is taken for class, and I can just make it work with the equation and not have a problem. But that's good point. I forgot to add that. But in any case, yes, everyone after having a nice snooze will be waking up decently, actually, kind of bright and early. Everyone, well, I say everyone waking up. Jai doesn't need to sleep, so Jai's just kind of, sitting in the corner, I guess, or on the bed, just... Actually, what would
Jai's
Jai be doing? Reading? What would you be reading?
Jai is reading their journal.
Okay.
Just going over the past couple days and what has been happening.
Man, you not needing to sleep is so crazy.
It
I
is.
need that too. God, Marley, oh man, I need that too.
So yes, Jai is up. Imagine not like doing anything to like make like not in a way that would like wake other people up. Probably like kind of keeping to themselves, either sitting at a desk or on their bed, just kind of flipping through pages.
Yep.
So after the usual amount of time for most creatures is getting a decent rest of 8 or so hours, Jai, you would start to see the first people wake up. The first thing you notice is Marliana seems to not have any problems. She is bright and shiny and sunshiny happy. Gathor is butt in the air, face on the pillow, and is groaning. But you're
That's crazy.
yeah, she's not a very morning person.
She's not a very graceful sleeper either.
Yeah, she's not. But that is how Gathor roughs it. She
Jai does not disturb people when waking up.
fair enough.
Jai will let rest.
Starsha gets up. You
Thought
can
of
see her
another
tail unfurl and stretch out way past the bed because of how long her tail can extend, but then it kind of retracts back. Magellan, actually, probably Magellan would have been up a little bit sooner, you would have noticed. He's not in the room at the moment, but he would have, if you asked, not sure, well, would you have asked, I should ask, if he would have stepped out of the room?
No, Jai's just both reading back and looking at their journal and at the same time writing notes.
Okay.
Just about everything that's happened.
Cool. Yep, he would have, he wasn't necessarily being, like, super stealthy, per se, but he would have gotten up, not gotten, like, all of his gear on, like, his stuff is still there, so he obviously didn't, like, leave, he just kind of got, like, a jacket on, put in like his 6-shooter, and then kind of like saunter off somewhere or walk off somewhere out of the door. And yeah, he's wherever he is. He seems like he's not like fully toothed up, but you know he's got his piece on him. You know he's probably chilling. And he seemed like whatever he was going, he wasn't like apprehensive or concerned. He just looked like, you know, regular morning routine type stuff. So, just for Jai's information.
Jai
I've got
silently.
a question.
Jai, what's that?
Oh, I just said Jai silently observes.
Okay, but doesn't say anything.
Yeah, it doesn't say anything.
Alright, and Marleon?
So I remember Jai picked up a staff. It was one of the
yes.
Tear of the Deep weapons.
Yes.
Should we have that on our loot table
So, the Tear of the Deep weapons, or I guess yes, I think that's what we call them, Tear of the Deep weapons.
Yeah, currently.
Yes, you all would not have them currently, but they are known that they are grabbed by your group. They were turned in.
Oh, so did we submit them for like evidence?
Yeah,
or,
they were
like,
submitted for evidence basically, but it was noted that you all brought them, and probably noted that by Breeze. I mean, you wouldn't necessarily know this, but by Breeze that you all had an interest at least somewhat in them, at least either selling them or doing something with them. So you will see them again. I will say that you will see them again.
I think Jai
I
would
was
have.
wondering.
Thank Jai. What, sorry?
I think Jai would be very adamant in getting the weapon back.
Okay. They would definitely have noted it. They did let you keep all of the Altus stuff, or you know what I mean, like the leftover stuff from that. There was a couple things they like took for like they would give you back to you, like a couple of like maces or like armor with like the brands on them, probably again for evidence sake. But don't worry, that's pretty much already been taken out of your like inventory, so you're good. The stuff you got is the stuff you got. Don't worry, this is all like extra stuff that's like behind the scenes stuff.
Right.
But yes.
Oh, speaking of stuff we got, I think that was one of the things you might have been saying. The quest reward.
Yes, that was what I was talking about. That's the quest reward. Thank you. So, money-wise, what you guys are getting is it's crazy. I did actually pull it up. To Quald, my captain.
My captain.
Was 600 gold.
Hell yeah.
Was what it was. I think. Yeah, that was it. That was just 600 gold. Which, you know, that's still not. Hey, it's not a low amount of money. So you would have gotten it given to you last night. For the sake of things, we'll say Starship has it right now, but we'll divvy it out.
Jai was given the gold. Jai was given the quest reward.
Was Jai given the quest reward? Okay, in that case, Jai has it then. If Jai has it, then yeah.
Does Jai technically have a separate quest because of?
Oh yes, because of your stuff. Don't worry, you're gonna be receiving different payment for the second thing you were doing because you were part of the initial push to come down. So you'll receive that at this meeting that you guys were informed about, but don't know the details of. But you'll get them soon. But don't worry about it for right now.
If Jai has quest gold, from the quest that the whole party shares, I think Jai would divide it evenly and just kind of hand it out. Jai wouldn't hold on to it.
Okay. Starsha actually was, as she's gonna get up and kind of like, she's not like, she's just wearing like regular like night attire, just kind of like walks over, and I imagine you said Jai would just be kind of handing it out.
Yeah, so it's 600 gold. How many people is it divided by?
So it's Karina, I think it's 8, yeah, it's 8. Breeze technically was part of the quest, about Breeze. But Breeze wouldn't accept the gold. So you are fine to not worry about Breeze. Breeze would just say consider his amount like a party money amount or something.
Okay, Jai will give everyone 75 gold. And keep 75 for themselves.
It's nice it splits evenly.
You said how much was that? One what, sir? Or how much? 70, you said?
75.
75.
Does that include money that would go to the ship?
I think that's just split even.
I keep saying
That's
ship.
just
I'm
split
sorry,
even.
the party. That's just split even between 8 people?
Yep.
What if you did 9?
Would Starship bring up to divided by 9?
Yeah, Starship would kind of look up and say, we would want to give some money to the general party fund, so...
That would be
much-
666 gold dot 666666667.
Wait, it was 600 gold, so...
Wait, you mean
Do you mean
66.67?
66 gold?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like if you do 600 divided by 9, that's 66.6. It's not an
Wait,
even number.
that's-
70. If you
If
divide it
everyone
by
got 70 gold and then just give the rest back, that wouldn't be.
So it'd be 5 times 8. Or no, yeah, 5 times 8 would be 40. So 40 gold goes to the ship. That's fine. No, Starship would say that. That'll work out. So everyone gets 70 gold, and then the 5 gold that everyone would have gotten, 5 of that they're all putting that 5 in to go to the party fund, which is just 40 gold.
Means I
I
get.
think Jai would agree to this, but Jai would ask for their portion to not go into the party gold.
Interesting. Starship will kind of look over and she'll just shrug, and she'll give you back 5 gold.
Oh, gotta change my notes. All right.
So 35
35.
is going. Don't worry, I'm adding it to the party inventory. 35. So that is 175. Cool. And then I gotta add the Starship's inventory.
All right, I have half the money I need for my goddamn weapon. Well, less than half. I don't know exactly how much it costs. I just know it's more than 300.
Mm-hmm. And we haven't even liquidated any of the stuff we've gotten yet.
That is true.
Right. Marliana will. I mean, I'm not gonna say that yet, but you will see as everyone starts waking up. Marliana pulls out one of the blank documents from her writing kit.
Mhm.
So I should probably mark that down as a use. I'm gonna start writing something, and eventually I'm going to go up to Starsha, and then like get the attention of the party after that.
So, as Starship gives back the 5 gold to Jai, and Marliana, you walk up, Starship gonna turn. What is it, Marliana?
I understand that we have semi-special privilege with the guild because of our
Yes,
connection
it would
with
seem so.
that officer.
I'm curious even more now about this officer that's invited all of us, but I assume that's not inherently what this has to do with.
Not necessarily. Though I am curious about the person too. I was thinking, well, I've been writing draft um contracts. There's a weapon I want from the guild. I had Shia send a message here and have a weapon sent here, but I can't afford it yet, and I don't really want to use the party funds.
Yeah, thanks. Is this about not wanting to burden us or anything like that?
Well, this is just it's something I don't think will benefit the party anytime soon. It's just a little personal project of mine.
I suppose if that's what you want, then I don't think that I'm going to be able to talk you out of it, so... And this, she looks at the note, has to do with that?
Yeah, it's like, not really a loan, but, what's the phrase? Layaway?
She kind of, her eyebrow raises a bit as she opens a note. What does the note read?
I'm not gonna get into. I mean, I couldn't tell you the exact details. I
Yeah,
think
like
Marliana
the
would be able to put it.
generalities. The
But
generalities. Yeah.
There are a few points. I would be able to receive the weapon now, and point number one, I'd have to make a minimum 10% of the purchase cost as a payment every week.
Okay.
Uh, Point number two, if the payment isn't able to be made, uh, example like us not being in a town
Mm-hmm.
or something along those lines, they could take the money from our guild account or
Right.
from quest rewards.
Oh. They
Uh,
they could probably
this
can
can
do
be
the
paid at
either one.
any
Yeah.
guild hall, and a receipt of a receipt of the payment with a date and an amount would be given. And then also in exchange for this, uh, I would provide my own notes as a guild adventurer and as a smith with my experiences for the weapon. So like they're getting minimum something in return outside of just the payment. I would also provide notes and adjustments if possible.
Okay, so like review almost of like the weapon in terms of
Yeah.
things. Okay. Um. Well, I know. Okay, sorry. I need to answer this as Starsha, but because I know what the guild's going to say. But Starsha will kind of nod. She can and she'll say, this is actually well thought out for a plan. I'll be honest.
Well, I've been thinking about this for a little bit.
She
I
kind of closes
think
the
guild
notes.
weapons have promise.
You have
Uh,
experience
and
writing contracts.
well, I have experience with writing, and I kind of this is my first one, but I get the basics, I guess.
Not a bad first draft. Though I would advise that you try to get something more out of it for yourself. She has like a little look on her face and she looks at you.
There was something I thought of, but I didn't know if it would be a good thing to add.
Well, what was
But
it?
maybe
Shoot.
some repair fees if the weapon is damaged. Maybe I could.
Ah, turn it in and have them repair it.
Mhm.
I think that should suffice for something for you. At least it's one less expense we'd have to directly worry about. Kind of like
Right.
insurance, if you will. Well, research insurance, considering you'd be helping them out here. I think that you should write that in, and I think that'll work fine. We'll we'll do a little convincing when we go and talk to the main guild attendant, whether that be Yunnan or Fari, though I have a feeling if things go the way we might want them to go, Fari might not be the main one we're talking to about this. Or at least wouldn't be the one that makes the final decision on it, if you catch my drift.
That would be ideal if things worked out that way.
Right, she kind of crosses her arms. That does mean... She's kind of thinking. I guess I should talk with her.
Have you been in contact since the last?
No, actually, I haven't. I've, for the most part, been preoccupied with everything that's been happening. We haven't had the time to call up the Qual'd, remember? Well, not just that, remember the signal was jammed. You know what I also just realized? I wonder if it was something mystical related. The jamming, I imagine, might have stopped. So if that's the case, whatever happened recently, maybe our interactions, caused it to stop? I don't remember seeing any equipment that would make me think that it was being jammed by technology.
I
Which
noticed
makes
that
me
too.
think
There wasn't anything like that.
which makes me think it must have been some type of signal from a spiritual signature. Maybe a powerful spell or more of a channeling device. It is possible for technology to be disrupted by things that aren't technology and vice versa. So, in either case, I guess we should be happy that whatever it is most likely down. In any case, I imagine we'll want to all get ready. She looks over at Jai and the others. Where's Magellan? What did He must have stepped out.
So
She looks over at you.
Jai just says, yes. I stepped out a bit ago.
You don't say. Well, I'm sure his stuff is still here, so if he was leaving us, I don't think he would leave all of his gear here. I'm sure he'll be back. We'll fill him in on any information that we get. Though, she kind of looks over at the door. It does make me wonder if... And then as soon as she says that, you can hear a knock at the door. Sasha says, that's as I thought. She, ties her hair back, and she will walk over to the door. As she opens the door, you can see the familiar, the familiar attire of guild attendant, though this one being a slightly higher ranking, and the figure of someone you all recognize quite well. It is Fari. Who is, she kind of looks in as Starcha opens the door. Starcha, you can see, does kind of there's a little bit of a stumble at first, and she kind of catches herself. And Fari's like, is something wrong? He's like, no, it's... I guess I figured that you would be getting us. It's the morning, right? I'm sure that you're on the shift now. In any case, what did you... Fari kind of nods. She says, I'm sorry. If you are all waking up, I can give you some time, but I wanted to inform you all that the meeting that was supposed to be occurring is going to be pushed up a little. Well, not pushed up necessarily, but it's going to be occurring within the next 30 or so. So if you could all make your way when you're ready to the first floor, to one of the guild hall meeting rooms, if you wouldn't mind. And she just gives you all a nod.
Jai's gonna get up and start heading over.
I want to do a mood check.
Okay.
I don't like mood checks, but I wonder if there's any sign that because based on what she said, there was not anything necessarily linking us from the past. Maybe she was hiding it. Yeah, well,
11.
That's tough. Just 11.
There is a... Fari does not seem... How would I put this? Fari seems very comfortable in this moment with all of your presence. It's the best way I could say that Marliana sees this.
Cool.
And then, yes, Jai, you just walk past to the south, or to the downstairs area.
Yep.
Fari will just say, Jai, you can find them all in guild meeting room 2.
Thank you.
Can I go to the cafeteria first?
Starsha kind of looks over. She's like, no, you can't go to the cafeteria first. Get your stuff on. I know it's going to take you a minute to get ready. Come on, go. She immediately turns away from Fari for the moment and looks over. Points basically to you to go into the bathroom and get your stuff on.
Sadness.
And she kind of turns back and she's like, so, it's been some time, or I guess, hello again. So it's kind of a little bit, even with Marliana's 11, she's a bit flustered. Is kind of the vibe you're getting. She's kind of tripping over her words a bit more, definitely more than you're used to ever seeing. And
I got you. Marliana rushes forward. So Fari, you remember us, right? And I'm gonna put a hand on Starsha's shoulder and a hand on Fari's shoulder.
Oh, and push them together.
just a little bit, just we're all friends here, we're
Fari,
cool.
Fari does not resist your touch or your pull, and she just, as she squeezes up next to Starsha, who is definitely more flustered now, as Fari is just of course I didn't forget all of you. How could I? Oh, though, she kind of thinks, though you might find that some people in town don't exactly remember your present as much, and correlation to things, it seems.
Well, that was the expectation, but we all knew that there would be some people who'd remember.
Here kind of like perks up a bit when you say that. The expectation, you say. Why is that?
All right, well, this time I'm gonna look at Starsha because I'm about to explain the whole situation, but like,
Starsha's like, we just, despite the impression we gave, I figured that a lot of what we did might have just been more of the behind the scenes territory, so I figured that only some people would remember us, like maybe you, Grey Fang and the like. And Far kind of nods. Of course, Grey Fang and Eobon remember.
well, that's part of the truth. See,
I
what
assume you're not.
happened?
Are you saying that out loud that that's part of the truth, or are you thinking that?
Yeah, I'm saying that out loud. I'm saying that out loud. Yeah, no, I mean,
Fair enough.
we
Fair
can't.
enough.
Yeah. No,
Go ahead,
Fari's one of us. We should give her a proper explanation, I think.
Mm.
So you remember things, and some people don't, and it's very clear.
She nods.
That's because we were in a simulation of sorts.
Far kind of tilts her head, looking at you a bit, but she doesn't stop you. She's just kind of looking. Starsha has not stopped you yet from speaking. She's kind of looking a little bit into Fari at the moment.
The only thing is, this is the first time that everyone who wasn't in Quald before is hearing this information. So for Karina, for Fel, and for Jai,
yeah.
this is all about to be new information we haven't talked about yet. But
Except that Jai is now down the hall and downstairs, unless Jai stops.
oh yeah, Jai doesn't get to hear. Well, hey,
Does
actions and
can
consequences.
Jai roll like an awareness to see if
Yes,
Jai
you can
is
roll an
far-
awareness.
Yeah, because like you wouldn't be that far before.
Yeah, you wouldn't have
Marley
been
and I
that far
would've been
before
like,
Marley
"Oh,
ran
Marley!"
over. You remember us, yeah. So roll me an awareness.
Okay.
Honestly, and I should be a little more quieter than I am, but I'm not because I'm
Yeah,
excited.
you're in the middle.
Alright.
You're kind of next to the door in the hallway right now, but
Yeah. So
That's lovely.
no, keep
Yeah.
talking. What do you mean?
I mean, I'm not gonna stop. Actions and consequences, as I just said.
Yeah,
I already-
actions and
I showed the
consequences.
actions. Who's gonna believe?
What was the roll, by the way?
Jai rolled a 21.
Oh yeah, you heard. Your ears perked up, and Jai definitely heard as
Yeah,
they
it
were.
stops as soon as I hear.
All right. Continue, Marliana.
All right. So, Fari, do you know anything about the Kronos organization?
Man, the
She
whole
kind
Jai
of.
is bigger than taking
Whoa.
notes.
Wait, what?
Go first.
Jai,
yeah. Go ahead.
rips out the notebook, starts taking notes.
All
I feel
right.
like this is only fitting.
Well, we probably showed you these letters we got when we first met, right?
She's kind of nods. She's like, yes, I remember that. You did. You gave us the. Oh yes, they were those from.
We got 2 letters, right? I'm not tripping. There was the letter from the guild, and then there was.
You
the
never
letter
showed her the letter from Gathor, but you did show her the letter from the guild.
Oh, okay, so no, the Gathor one, that's not important. Never
Yeah,
mind.
that was
just
important.
me misremembering.
That's why she said Hal, because that was who she found out who it was, the guy who sent it to. Yeah, but,
Right. Well, it seems like the guild got word of our existence, but it was more than just the guild who figured that out. Kronos set up a simulation to test our abilities for future events of some sort.
It's at this point that Starsha kind of like her eyes snap back up to attention. She's like, Marliana, we should probably not be talking about this in the middle of the hallway. Come on, let's go. She kind of scoops her arm around both of your waists and just kind of pulls you both into the room.
All right, I mean that's fine.
Jai, you can come back over if you'd like.
Starsha didn't close the door, did Starsha?
Yeah, she's closing the door. So if you want to come over here and reopen the door, you can.
Jai would like to roll a stealth and get as close to the door without anyone noticing.
Roll a stealth check. As that's happening, go ahead, Marliana.
Yeah, so I guess you were right, Starsha. Maybe this is information not the whole world should know, but that simulation was designed to test us. So everything that happened wasn't guaranteed to be real. We were warned originally that there were chances that what we did could affect the real world, but it wasn't guaranteed. So we kept that in mind, but from our experience, we didn't know what would stick and what wouldn't. So we were a little worried when leaving the simulation because we made some good relationships. And I'm gonna look at both of them, but both Fari and Starsha, like side. And I'll turn to one, turn to the other, and then like, and then continue. That's why I mean we had expectations that some people would remember, but not all.
Yeah, thanks. I have heard of these things, though they've been mostly theoretical. Simulated spaces that act like demiplanes. They can be used to test a variety of different instruments, materials, and such. That being said, though, a digital space that would be transposed on reality? That seems quite, she kind of looks over. Far-fetched, but...
Yeah, imagine
The
that.
evidence. There is evidence. I mean, you remember us, but if you asked a random member of Quald, they definitely wouldn't.
The
matter
memories
the
are fragmented. They can remember incidents and events, but they don't remember exactly what happened and who was involved.
Yeah, that's the gist of it.
I chalked it up originally to it being some type of perhaps mystical sickness or some type of illusion spell that had been placed, or enchantment spell that had been placed on people. But it still doesn't necessarily answer why certain individuals of a range of spiritual energies and auras were unaffected. After all, I'd argue that I am probably the most spiritually potent one outside of maybe Gaiafree here. Eobon and Gerfing, not necessarily, but they were both unaffected as well.
Well, we were thinking that the closer we got to people, the more likely it'd be that they would remember. That was all theory, but it seems like it might be holding up.
That might be the case. Would you happen to know all the people you directly interacted with? Not in passing, but you went back to repeatedly. Even shopkeepers or clerks.
I remember a few. There was the guy who runs the mine. I feel like his name was Steve, but I don't 100% know that.
I honestly would have to go check myself. I don't remember.
Guyfree was one of them for sure, and Greyfang and
There was the man
Eobon.
that we purchased sidearms from, me and Magellan.
Yeah, and I met a baker. I got desserts from her.
She made good sandwiches.
It still doesn't necessarily answer. If what you said is true, it sounds like there was more than just memories that were transposed. Physical things as well. After all,
Well,
the information about... Say it again?
we did keep a few things, like Homie in those boots there, and I'll point at
No,
them.
that's not exactly what I mean. I mean not just for you, all of us were affected. For instance, she gonna thanks. There's like a moment where she kind of stops for a second and she says, "Who's ever listening in on us, your presence is known."
Wait, so
Jai will open the door and say, "My apologies, I heard you both when I was walking past."
Starsha just kind of sighs, like, Starship, by the way, was when Fari said that, Starship was reaching like under her pillow for her gun, and when she sees the shot, she just kind of sighs like.
Yeah, not gonna lie, I was getting a little worried too. like, who are we about to throw hands?
Yeah, exactly. Like who is? Fari just kind of sighs. She says, "Well, if you're part of this team, you should probably be in here for this as well. Come on."
Okay.
I feel like motion for you to come in.
Jai kind of like comes in and then just kind of like back to the corner of the wall, just standing there up against the wall.
Starship puts her gun back to the side and just sit back down on the bed next to Safari.
Does Jai notice the gun?
No, probably because actually no, I guess she probably would have because she would have probably had it almost drawn out from under the pillow, but put it like not back under, but just kind of to the side of the bed. So yeah, you probably would have noticed.
Jai's gonna comment and say, "It's always good to be quick," and look straight at Starsha.
Sasha looks over to you with an eye and just kind of says, "Indeed, but it's also good to be careful. You don't accidentally have a hair trigger for me."
It's
That is
funny
true.
that she mentioned something with Starship, but my hands are ready to go any second. You think the pistol's scary? Let me give you the palm to the face.
But yes, as it were, Fari will kind of continue her conversation or her mode of conversation here. As I was, yes, there are things that I believe that all of you are not privy to yet. More specifically, that there were things that were transposed here as well. Physical things, not just objects, but actions. When you, how would I put this? It's fuzzy, but I believe I can remember somewhat, and I think I might be able to figure out a time sequence of events, so to speak. After you all, whatever happened to you that led to you leaving the area, there was a general understanding, it's hard to explain, but an understanding that someone, or more I should say, a group, had assisted us in ascertaining the main culprits of a series of unsavory events that had been happening in Quald. And our main culprit, that main culprit being, what was his name? Is it Aaron? No, it wasn't Aaron. What was his name? Alan.
Alan.
Yes. Alan Hardock, of the Hardock family. It seems as though he had been doing some nefarious things and working with a pirate captain named Raggedy. Though, oddly, all the evidence for these things, as well as the admissions of guilt and captured individuals, were already obtained. Meaning that whatever group had helped us had already been on their way and finished, as if they had just completed a quest and been on their way the next day. Yet no one seemed to be able to remember the name of this party nor the members of it, just a high affinity with them, and more specifically, that they belonged to the guild. This did a lot of good in bolstering the relationship with the guild union in the area, at least in the last month or so, with the locals. In fact, I'd argue it's been the biggest help. It's made a lot of the locals stop suspecting us, and anything like that.
So you guys were that party.
Starsha kind of looks over and just nods. Indeed we were.
Yeah, that Raggedy fight was something else. Actually, it really wasn't. But what came after that was really terrifying.
Did you say that out loud, or?
I said all that out loud, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, Starsha just nods and says, indeed. Terrifying is, I guess, the word I would use.
I look at Felt when I say that, because Felt knows.
Yeah, Felt
like,
knows what it is. She's seen it. At least image glimpses of it. And you can definitely see Felt kind of grimaces at the mention of whatever you're talking about, but for those that don't know. But Fari kind of notes and she says, Yes, that's something else. I'd love to get into that, but that's not exactly the main point immediately. Our memories didn't immediately come. For instance, I didn't remember any of you specifically until maybe a week or so after the events, and I'd want to say it was if it was an epiphany. Names that came back first, then faces, some more than others. So slight look towards Starsha. Starsha
I
kind of looks
also look
over,
towards
um,
Fari.
and Starsha Fari just kind of like smiles, but Starsha just kind of like looks away. Fari just kind of says, "But besides that, there was other things. The events, more sequential order of things began to be laid out. I remembered how they got here, how the group arrested them, the assistance that we provided. Meanwhile, of course, the rest of the town was none the wiser. They simply acted as if everything had been taken care of and things were all fine. As well, we did have some, of course, we had some stand-in leaders for the time. Eobon and Greyfang have stepped up to be somewhat of the leaders for the town. Though they're not officially sworn in, I believe with Eric arriving as of recently, it's only a matter of time before that's the case. And believe it or not, relations between the locals and the Altel district has actually gotten quite better. Of course, with the guild's assistance, but I'd be lying to say that Greyfang and Eobon haven't been pioneers of sorts for championing a new relationship between the two, to the point where the Altel district is actually getting frequent support, both economically and socially, with the main parts of the town. No more over-policing
that
or anything
reminds-
like that. She looks over.
Fari, I heard that there were council members who came to Quald.
Yes.
Is that plural, as in more than one? Because I think we heard that. Oh shit! Hold on. Was it Eric? No, I don't
Eric,
remember
yeah.
the name. I wrote it down.
Eric
But
Burrows is the
it was
one that she
Eric.
was talking, about. And
I
you asked
remember hearing
plural?
that Eric was here.
She kind of
But were
said,
there more?
she kind of thinks. I believe that another one had arrived, but believe it or not, I believe they'll be at this meeting, but I'm not sure. I believe it's probably Reinhardt, based on it being of the Lapis variety. But it could be any of the other council's members, I'm not sure.
Well, I do know that Eric and Reinhardt, um, they are in charge of the same area, if I remember
Yes,
correctly.
that's what you were saying, the Lapis province. That's where you guys are, so yeah.
So it most likely would be him.
If it's not
But if you-
Reinhardt, it's one of the members, it's probably one of the less... If it's not Reinhardt, it could be, I would say, maybe Viliada, it could be Hirada, or it could be maybe... I don't think Chase would come down for this.
As soon as Marliana hears the name Harada, she takes a couple steps back, like kind of towards the back of Starsha, almost in like a hide behind her sort of way.
Starsha and Fari both notice, and they're like, Starsha comes and says, "Is something wrong, Marliana?"
Can you let me know if Harada's here or not?
She looks over at
She
Fari.
seems really vulnerable right now. Like she's in trouble. Like she doesn't feel good right now.
Starsha kind of looks and she's like, "Sure. Is there something wrong with her?"
I mean, he's a good person. I need to know if he's here.
Fari says, "From what I understand, he's regarded as one of the most honorable, maybe only, well, tied, if not, with Reinhardt. At least in the council."
No one else would have an issue with him, but I need to know if he's here or not.
We can check. Fari will kind of nod.
Damn, we're about to go to that meeting too. God, my
Yeah.
stress levels have gone up by like a lot.
Honestly, I'm surprised Fari took that news bomb about the whole thing being.
She'll tell you,
simulation better.
she might be more knowledgeable of certain things than you realize, but I won't say anything yet. So,
I'm surprised she's not mad.
about what? What was she? Are you asking Fari this? That you're surprised she's not mad, or just saying it
Yeah.
out loud?
Yeah,
She looks over.
I'm surprised you're not angry.
Why would I be mad?
Well, technically, if you look at it from a certain lens, the whole thing was fabricated and it was mass manipulation and brainwash, and all that problems was because of us, just for a test.
I guess that is a lens you could use to look at it. However, I have a feeling. She kind of looks over at Starsha for a moment and then looks over at the rest of you. Something did not go as planned. I don't think that we were supposed to remember. No. A better way of saying this, I don't think that this was supposed to happen. I don't think that we are supposed to have memories of this. I don't think Alan or Rogady was supposed to be in jail after things happened. I don't think that you were all supposed to have something transposed on reality like this. I'm not familiar with this type of magic or this type of technology. Well, we'll just say magic, but I've heard of this type of technology. And I'm not really sure if it can bring things like that fully into reality. Items, maybe. Events, that seems odd. It also seems odd that as you said, they were insistent that that was not the original intention and something went wrong. Which leads me to my last thought on the matter. As some of us start to get our memories back, specific memories, I notice a slight shift in Eobon's demeanor. As of late, specifically too. He seemed quite distant. Gaiaphries mentioned it. Oh, and I should add, they are, you could say, seeing each other now. But Gaiaphries was mentioning it to me a few days ago, that Eobon seemed... What's the word he used? Like he's seeing ghosts. He seems a lot more apprehensive. Something that I should note was not the case when things, I assume, happened as they did. It only occurred a few weeks afterwards, as more of our memories came back, like I said. He talked about something... He mentioned something about having a dream about the screaming or whispering things.
Who said that? Was that Eobon?
Yes, Eobon.
Oh, that poor guy. He's still traumatized.
Starsha, she kind of looks over at that. Starsha kind of will add, Eobon, remember that thing that Marliana alluded to that we encountered? She nods. Well, we'll just say that part of the reason that we think that everything happened as it did is due to its presence. I don't think any of us know what exactly it was, or I guess is, but regardless, it's away now, and well, it managed to somehow attach itself.
Well, it kinda is, but it's still here. Told us that
presence.
we were going in its direction.
Flower kind of looks over. Felt kind of like looks down solemnly, and she just kind of nods. I imagine the reason you didn't go after it is most likely due to its strength, correct? Starsha nods.
Well, we didn't go after it because of felt. We had the sense that it was... Well, I don't mean that it... I don't mean that... Felt warned us that we wouldn't survive the battle, even after we felt that it was severely damaged after our fight with it. It's somewhere in the mountains.
We believe somewhere in Frigid Hollow
Pass.
Fire says, a veritable no man's land in Lapsus. It's actually one of the main areas that's rather unexplored even after the Dark Era and all of the Rising Era. Many groups go missing that go into the mountains.
Well, maybe the guild should stop people from going up there if they can.
What's the name of this thing you speak of?
That's a great question.
Stasha says we don't know. If we knew what it was, maybe, but...
It was like part construct, but like also something otherworldly.
Sasha nods. Whatever it wasn't from here.
We should give it a name.
Wait, what was that? I didn't hear.
I say we should give it a name. I mean,
Well,
if
we
we're...
did call it the invisible thing for a while, since nobody in the simulation could see it other than us.
I say Glitch X.
Glitch X? She kind of looks over.
I think giving it a name would be a good idea.
Glitch X. Alright. She starts to like
Well, it
pulls out a
wasn't glitch
notebook.
in the simulation.
Sarja says, something to note. This Glitch X, if it were. I think the only reason we were able to contend with it was because of the boost, so to speak, that we were given during the last part of that simulation. Meaning, I do not think we could take it at the moment. Even unless we were comparable to that moment there.
Which we're not.
Barry kind of says, notes. If there's a threat like that in the middle of the Frigid-Talos Pass, the guild would want to know for an investigation purpose. Not necessarily to
Yeah, this should
confront it.
definitely be investigated by higher teams, higher level,
She nods.
more experience.
I'll fill in a report to them, at least so they're aware of it. Felt kind of says, don't worry, Miss Felt. They will not be going directly to attack it, just survey. We need to know what we're dealing with before we can do anything like that. Felt just kind of like looks over and she's like, all right. Glitch X. You said that it was not all a construct, and it wasn't from here? Sasha nods. From here. I've heard that expression before. She kind of sits up for a moment and just kind of looks up into the ceiling. She shakes her head. Well, in any case. Eobon, I'm sure... Eobon's been, despite that, doing mostly fine. Sasha says he hasn't had any odd discolorations on his skin or anything. She says, no. Physically, Gaiaphri's looked at him. He looks healthy as can be. Just mental stuff. I believe Gaiaphri's been giving him some incense and such, and I believe Greyfang actually said they might have something that might help with him sleeping to potentially help with ward off the whispering things. For some reason, Greyfang actually seemed to have recognized at least something of it, and might have known a few herbal remedies on how to ward away of it. I myself am not exactly acquainted much with it, but I'm happy that he's at least able to, hopefully be able to sleep soon, softly. That being said, I would not be surprised if others don't exactly remember your presence, even after you inform them more. But perhaps that's for the best if Eobon was, whatever this thing was simply touched by it, and it resulted in something like that that's even having this much of a lasting effect.
Well, there's one more group we want to get a hold of.
She looks over.
Well, we worked with a group of pirates, and they were under
Oh,
Greyfang's...
yes, the cleaner uppers.
Yeah, I'm gonna look towards towards Homie. There was one in particular, Rebecca, that we were hoping to meet with.
So it's just like...
And anyone left of her crew.
So, Farah kind of nods. Oh, you'll be happy to know they're doing fine.
What?
They're here,
Rebecca's
actually.
chilling.
What? Excuse
They've
me?
been working as special assistants for for Greyfang and Eobon at the moment. And considering their assistance with investigations, well, your group and such, their criminal records have been, we'll say, softly assuaded away. At the moment, they're working as a special interest guild team, you could say.
Do they remember us?
I'm not quite sure, but perhaps as information came to us, it comes to them the same way. But if you'd like to see them, I can have Rebecca come meet you. After you meet. Sasha looks over and says, I'm
Yes,
sure that it would be a
have
good
them meet
idea.
us, please.
I'm sure it'd be a good idea to have Rochelle come and meet them. Fire kind of looks over at Rochelle. Oh, it's just a
It was-
nickname.
Oh. Oh, she did it on purpose this time.
Sasha just smiled, by the way, when she says that. So Fire's like, I see. Well. In any case, I'll arrange for that. Oh, and it should probably go without saying, we should most likely keep your affairs and display space somewhat of a party secret, of course. Not because I think that necessarily it would get you in trouble, trouble in the sense of someone looking for information about this. More that I think that some people might think you a bit mad, if you explain some of this to them.
It's fine. We only really care about a few people in this town anyways.
So, probably
Well,
gonna-
what was it?
What was that? What was that, Jai?
People always accuse of things being bad when they just don't understand it. You can only be scared of something if you don't know anything about it.
That's not true. I'm scared of spiders. I know about it.
But why are
Well,
you scared?
homie, there are some things that people can't understand and they naturally fear that. But also, yes, some things we do understand are scary. You're right.
Mm-hmm. Well, in any case, she probably dusts herself off. I'll see you all in the meeting.
I take like 5 more steps back when she says that.
Probably will make her way.
I'm gonna be the
Starsha-
last person who enters the room. I promise you that.
Starsha kind of looks like she's about to say something, and she kind of stops herself for a second. As Fario goes to the door, Fario kind of stops saying, "Is there something?" Oh, what was that, Jai?
Does Jai notice this?
Yes, you do.
Everyone would easily notice the tallest person in the room cowering away.
Jai is going to say. Oh, I think Starsha wanted to say something.
Fario will turn around. Starsha, it's nothing. If you wanted to still speak, I remember I wanted to, a proposition about joining the party and other things. I said, oh, yes. Well, of course, I'd love to talk with you about that after the meeting.
Will there be
Yes!
food at the meeting?
What was that, homie?
Will there be food at the meeting?
I can arrange for that to be the case.
Let's go.
Yeah, we haven't really eaten yet, and we are hungry adventurers. I'm sorry to impose. Takes
My
3 more
stomach
steps.
makes it loud,
It's
bro.
Fari just says, it is customary for the guild to provide for its guild teams. Adventurer, officer, attendant, otherwise. And she will nod and she'll look over back to all of you and say, see you in the meeting. And she will close the door behind her and head down the hall. Starsha's actually just kind of thinking about some things. But yeah, go ahead.
Jai's. Oh, my apologies. You go first.
I can't see Harada. If Harada's in there, I'm not going in that room.
Oh,
You have food in that room. You have to go in the room to get food.
why
Get
can't
food
you?
literally anywhere else.
I promise you, Harada's not as intimidating as he thinks. I'm pretty much about him.
Wait, I'm not 100%. Did you say Harada isn't as intimidating as? Like,
Yes,
just
that is
say it again.
what Jai said. Go ahead, Jai.
I've read much about him.
Yeah, no, I didn't catch that. Not gonna
Oh.
lie. Sorry.
So Jai says, I promise Harada isn't as intimidating as they seem. I've read much about him.
Have you ever seen him in person? He's not someone you should take lightly. But that's not even the issue here.
Starsha's now like snapped back to attention. She's like, what was happening? Sorry, I was.
I'm not
distracted.
going to take one lightly unless they told me to.
Who are we
Where'd you
talking
read
about?
him?
I'm sorry. Who are we talking about? Oh,
Harada.
Harada.
From Morocco.
Yes, the council member, I believe, of Lowy, one of the ones of Lowy Kai.
If
Starsha,
he's in there, I'm not going in there.
Hmm?
why
Why
are
not?
you so scared?
Why am I what?
No, no, not you, Starsha. I'm gonna get back to you. Marley, why are you so scared?
Well, as we told you when you first kind of decided to come along with us, we have secrets we need to share, and you didn't have any, which is fine. Not everyone does. But one of my secrets is that my family might be after me. And Harada's one of those people who knows who I am.
Do you think Harada's going to tell your family where you are?
I wouldn't be surprised if he tried to take me back by force.
Why don't you set the meeting up?
Go ahead, sir.
Oh, why don't you set the meeting out? I can take notes for you.
Sergeant nods. If you think that they're going to take you back, then yes, probably best that we keep your presence here at least to a minimum.
Can't let
Okay.
terrorism win.
I don't really know that's what this is, but either way.
Considered terrorism.
Mariana,
Harada's a
why do
good
you
person.
think that he would try to take you back? It sounds like your folks aren't exactly the most appealing. I can't imagine Harada would want to take you back to a bad situation like that.
Well, Harada is my father's best friend.
He's your
And
father's
he
best
might not-
friend.
That's what I was told. They used to be very close before the last war.
Wait, they know your last name, don't they?
Nope, I have not said it yet.
Yeah. Sergeant would say, she would ask, Mariana, what's your last name?
I really
fish.
don't want to say that. I am not.
Isn't it
Marliana
fish?
will like take another she'll step to the wall, back to the wall, like as she steps back. Like that's
Thor at this point also sits up. She's like, what's happening? Sasha's like, we're getting ready for a meeting. You can sleep it out if you'd like, but... She's like, okay, and then she goes right back to sleep.
I won't press you for your last name, but if you don't want to see your family and you don't want to risk it, don't. I'm not forcing you to go to the meeting. I don't think anyone else here is.
Sasha nods. She's like, she agrees with Jai, like, yes, no one's forcing you to go to the meeting. We'll tell you about things that happen in it. Not everyone needs to be present. But I would still like to know why you think that Hirata would take you back.
so. I told you guys, and Jai, this is new information to you, but my existence in my family has been kept a big secret. But there are
Yes.
some people who know, and
And
Harada's
Hirata is one of them? But if it doesn't...
If
But why
Harada
would
knew
he...
that he'd be back home, he wouldn't question it because he didn't know the conditions I was in.
I see. Well, do you think if you explained it to him that he would see reason?
Think we can
I
take
don't
him in a
know.
fight?
Most likely not.
What is
She
that?
looks over at you. She looks
I
over
don't know
at
what
her.
homie said.
Oh,
What?
he said, do you think we can take him in a fight? And Sasha said, probably not. And she was going to add on to that, but he
I
says,
don't
probably
think
not.
so.
Harada is regarded as, well, there's a few nicknames of him, but Harada is most likely... He's revered as one of the people that turned the tide, no pun intended, of battle that Lapsus had during the Sunfish Fleet fiasco. Not to mention, he's got multiple records of having taken out high-priority pirate lords, as well as having taken out several other warriors as well during the
I want
Rising
to fight
War.
him more.
If you all are-
I want to fight him.
If you all are about to fight Harada, I won't say where you go or where you run off, but I'm not helping you. But your secret's safe.
Sasha says,
I
we're
don't
not
think
going to
anyone
fight
should be fighting
Harada.
Harada.
Harada is the
Please
type
fight
that
Harada.
uses... Harada strikes me as the type that understands that the pin can also be as useful as the sword. So I don't think we'll have to go to blows for anything, even if Marleona's presence is known. Oh, I am
I think he's
curious.
fast enough to apprehend anyone he needs to, if he wanted to.
I imagine. But I also think that he's willing to at least listen to or hear us out if situation gets crazy. Hopefully, at least. Then again,
I want to go to the meeting, but like, I really don't want to see Harada.
Don't go to the meeting.
Sasha says, then
Or-
don't go to the meeting. We'll just inform you.
Or we put you in a disguise.
We don't have time for that. We have 5 minutes until we have to go to the meeting.
We put you in a
I
traffic
have a
disguise.
disguise kit, but yeah, it's not that fast acting.
Just put a cloak on your head. I don't know.
Aren't you bald? Just put a wig on.
Marleona's not bald, but that's besides the point.
As long as I have the hair that I have, people who've seen me will recognize me.
I change your hair. Easy.
A cloak?
Oh,
The cloak! The flame cloak.
That does have a hood on it. But it also has the Altus brand on it. We probably shouldn't... That actually would probably be a lot more noticeable, now that I think about it.
we could turn it inside out.
We could. Actually, that isn't the worst idea, though. I think the brand will still show on some sections.
Or just put like a patch over it, like a sticker.
While we're sitting here wasting time talking about this, we need to be heading to the meeting. Marleona, you stay here with Gathor.
Before,
I'll say.
well, I have two things. I have a pot of black ink. I could just pour it over the altar symbol, and hopefully it would be as noticeable.
Whoa. Nice looking cloak.
I think we could save that for later. It'll be fine.
Okay. The second thing, I suppose we could talk about while we're walking, but Starsha, I've never seen you quiver at anyone. You're quite confident.
That's not true. There's another name that Sasha will cover at. Kinda. But we
What
don't
name?
mention it.
Homie,
Yeah,
keep
we
coming.
don't mention it.
Homie, shut up. Sasha
I'm not gonna
looks
say
back.
it.
You're like, eyes like dead shot look at you. Homie, silence.
Like I said, I wasn't gonna say it. Name it Batman can beat the information out of me.
Good to know. She
Well-
smiles, and then she continues getting her stuff on.
Well, Starsha, I've never seen you quiver at anyone else. Are you scared of Fari, or is there some sort of... Does Fari have dirt on you? Would you
Does
like
Fari
to
have-
elaborate on that?
Sorry,
Scared of Ari is the funniest thing I've heard this ever.
Sasha just kind of thinks, I'm just... Bobby and I have a history. Not really, I guess. Sorry, Bari just...
I remember you saying you were having this conversation as you're walking away,
Mm-hmm.
and I
Are you-
stayed back in the room. No, I stayed back in the room with Gathor.
Yes.
I think that's probably the best way to do
Are
it.
you scared that Fari's gonna blackmail you?
No, Fari's not... I don't think Fari's the type that would do that. But then I don't
So
think
what's
she...
on the doll where she touched you?
That's not... It's not what happened. He just kind of looks down. I'm not accustomed to dealing with these type of situations. Genuinely.
What type?
It's... nothing. She kind of turns her head, looking away from you, Jai. Jai, what's your passive mood?
Let me check. Jai's passive mood is 13.
Let me roll something real quick. Starsha, what's your instinctual?
Not good.
Not good. Not good enough. Jai, as Starsha turns her head away from you, you can see a bright pink on her scales. She is blushing.
Can I
You
whisper
look
something
quite.
to Jai?
Kid, what was that, homie?
I'm gonna whisper something to Jai.
What are you whispering?
Jai's all ear. You see
I'm
Jai's
gonna
ears.
just- I'm gonna whisper over. She's just not used to dealing with hot women.
Oh.
Starts
So
the rolling
she's not.
thing. Damn it!
Damn.
That shit really
Damn,
didn't hear it.
It's crazy.
Jai whispers, so she's never dated?
Not to my knowledge. She's been
Oh.
like a lab rat, kind of, for like a while.
Damn, if she heard what you were saying, oh my god, homie. She was
Yeah,
chasing her
that's
ass down this
crazy work.
hallway.
That's crazy work.
That's like that's one of her like trigger words, lab. That's crazy. That's alright, she didn't hear it.
Why don't you like help her open up or something? I don't know.
She's alright. She's growing. This is emotional growth. The fact that she's even talking about it.
Well, that's good. Hopefully she can be happy and not hermit? I don't know. I barely know her.
Sasha like looks back. What are you two doing?
Huh? Ooh, there's a bug.
A bug?
Oh
Kinda-
shit, a rat.
Bullet was as fast homie's ear now. No. Good.
There's no bug. He's trying to cover up me asking more questions about this Kronos organization.
Oh.
God, you're a snitch. But like,
But
it
a
is-
sly one at that. Starship kind of nods like, I guess we didn't really talk much about the organization in that last conversation. We can talk about it later. We probably shouldn't do it out in the open like this, Jai.
Don't worry, I'm quiet, but I can wait.
Fair enough. And Starship will turn. By the
Jai
Go, sorry.
homie and like one finger up to the lips, like very quietly.
Wait, say
This
that
homie,
again?
She,
Jai,
good.
one finger up, like the index finger just sticking up in front of her lips or their lips, and just like shh.
Okay.
Like for
I don't know
silent.
sign language.
Homie, shut the fuck up.
I'm going to
You're a fucking soldier. You better know something.
gonna do like this like sign again, and then just gonna do the dragging the knife over someone's neck sign afterwards.
But
You
he doesn't know
understand
what
that?
that means.
That's gonna win. No response.
Mm-hmm.
I just do 2 peace signs.
Jai's gonna start giggling softly.
Alright. And then I imagine you both will head into the room.
Yes.
Alright.
I really
So,
hope Parada's there to make it worth me not being in the meeting.
well, you will be, you will not be, I guess you will not be surprised. There we go. I was looking for the music. I had to pull this up. My notes are...
So dibs on Marley on the explosion of food, by the way. That you didn't come.
Damn, that's crazy. I mean, I guess waste not, want not. Okay, so when you go, so behind you, Jai and homie are Karina and Felt, who will enter the room as well. They so it's POV Marliana seeing Harada. Anyway, but anyway, as you all enter the room, you would see there is a large, long table, like long rectangular table, or I should say probably two rectangular tables that are in the room. It's a decently sized room. It looks like you can sit 6 on each side of the table, and then one on the head or the foot of every table. And currently, no one's sitting at the head of the foot. You can see there is. Oh wait! I'm sorry. You know what? It would actually be just a giant square table. I apologize. So, one giant square table, you can seat 4 on each side. What you can see right now is there is a rather demure human man who seems to be both behind him, kind of like standing at attention, look to be one consortium kind of sergeant, like an ivory sergeant, and then to his immediate left, you can also see there is another type of like maybe sergeant decorated with certain fashions of medals and such. That has a little bit more. They have like armor that almost is adorned with these eagle symbols. A feathered kind of like surcoat around their armor and around their shoulders. Very nice blue that is kind of painted across parts of the armor as well with a silver finish. They look pretty like decked out, decently decked out. They are, like I said, they're standing at attention. One of them, they're both holding their helmets to their side right now, like on their forearm, or either in their forearm, or not forearm, in between their arm and their torso. And the other one has one that's just sitting on the table, or saying like resting on the table right now. And immediately to, well, this human man's right, as you see them, or their left, but from what you see, right, is a fishman of some kind. He looks to be a porphylar with a tail that you can see that is currently going out and slightly hooked back up. So it's just like past the table, you can see it slightly poked up into the air. And beside him, you can see there's only one man, but it appears to be a Marlis of some kind, wearing this kind of gold and very bright blue kind of clothing that is got gaps in certain areas. You can see their fin sticking out of their forearms and and parts of their side as well. You can see their gills kind of on their chest and on their neck. And the long horn that is kind of erected out the top of their forehead. They are, also just chilling there, though they have a long kind of pole arm you can see that is that is beside them. Currently they're holding on to. The Porphylar men themselves, they are not necessarily decorated in like the most their attire is decent. You can tell it's somewhat fine, but it's not like overly wealthy looking and things like that. It has a kind of nice finish to it. You can tell the leathers and stuff that are that is made out of are rather fine leathers and things, but it doesn't look like it's not adorned with jewelry and everything. Outside of, you can see what looks to be a several bracelets on their forearm of different shells and different kinds of like sea gems. But outside of that, it looks like they're rather mundane. And you can see there's a lot of silver. They have on their shoulders 2 like silver pads. Or silver shoulder pads, I'm sorry. This, of course, is Hirata. And the other one, decorated in the rather fine leathers and such, they are Eric Burrows.
Jai is trying to.
Yeah, sorry.
They're excited. They're aggressively down notes of everything going on right now.
Fair enough. Eric is currently reading.
Eric Marlis?
No. Ed Marlis is the person that is standing behind Hirata.
Okay, so it's Eric and Hirata next to each other, but the Marlis next to Hirata is not Eric.
Yes. The Marlis standing behind Hirata is a guard. What I was describing was the two guards behind Eric, the one guard behind Hirata, and then Eric and Hirata.
Okay.
In case you're curious what I was describing. Not in that order, but yeah. So, Eric appears to be a human, pretty much full breed human. Hirata, Porphyllor. So, yes. Which also, neither of them, it should go clear, but neither of them are wearing a helmet or anything. Hirata is not really wearing his full gussied up armor, so. Yes, Eric is flipping through a book. You can see the book is on the table, and he is currently. You can see he moves his fingers to the side, and that flips the page. You can see a little sparkle on the corners of the page that flip it when he moves his finger.
You know something I didn't say, but I really meant to?
What's that?
Because I said I didn't want to be around Harada. I probably should have given a description of Harada.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I would have, but I didn't because I wasn't thinking about it.
That's okay.
But yeah, okay.
Here I should say, Eric is light-skinned with kind of curly, I believe it's auburn hair, while short curly auburn hair, while Hirata has no hair and is kind of pale blue with a little bit of black in certain areas, I believe.
Well, would Jai have seen a picture of them in a textbook?
Yes,
Or...
yes, you would have. You would know both of these people's likeness, yes. They are the recent appointees of the new council, as they've been called, for the consortium. The first appointees past the Rising War and the New Era, if you were.
Jai would be very enthusiastic.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing a person.
So yes, after those two, you see, and also I'm gonna pause the recording. Not after I get all these descriptions on, then we'll go through again. I just gotta feed the cats, but that's beside the point. What is it? Past them, you can see Fari, of course, who you recognize, the large kitsune woman who is sitting down as well. They seem to be going through some some notes with, you can see what looks to be Yunon, who is currently beside them, kind of nodding along. And they have a large book, like almost like a textbook, attached to a satchel on their side. And they have nodded to them, and they are currently walking out of the room. They see all of you, and they just kind of Cheshire smile, and then turn back and keep going, or turn away and keep going out of the room. Beside, and I'm kind of sitting off to the side at the moment is you can see Brees, who is at the moment not really doing anything. You can see their arms are crossed, and they're just kind of leaning on the side of the wall right now, probably waiting for everyone to get here. Which I guess everyone being your group. And yeah, there is actually, as you all are kind of now arrive, you can hear the door open again right as Yunon leaves, or right after Yunon leaves, and you could see there are two people that come in. One of them, a rather short but very muscular and built, wearing a more like casual workman attire, Eobon, and then he is a dwarf or dwarven man. And then you can see standing beside him with a alto long spear on their back, kind of looking to the side and like kind of looking at or surveying the area as they enter. It is Greyfang, the gray-scaled lizardkin that once led the Altel district and now is kind of a tertiary mayor for the area. And they kind of nod. Eobon will say, If everyone is here, then I guess we can start. Actually, wait, I think that was wrong voice, but that's okay. He says, well, if everyone's here, I guess we can start. And he will go and sit down at his seat beside, or on the opposite side of Fari and, or no, actually on the opposite side, probably on the same side as Fari and Greyfang will follow them. Fari will motion for all of you to take a seat as well around the table.
Can you give me like 5 minutes to go to the bathroom before we start?
Did you not hear me say I had to feed the cats?
I did hear that. I wasn't sure.
Yes,
what
you're good. Go ahead.
Okay, cool.
I'll be right back. Pausing recording. Oh. All right, as we were. Sorry about that little delay. All of our people have been introduced. and such. So we may begin. So, as we were, Breeze has been kind of, Breeze would take a step kind of forward now after everyone's been ushered to sit down. Breeze would sit down probably beside, by Eobon and Greyfang, taking the last seat on their side, while the rest of your party takes over the other two sides that were not taken. But yes, as you sit down, Hirata kind of like looks across and such. Fari kind of also looks over. Hirata would kind of speak up. What was the voice I was going to do for Hirata? I think it was the first voice I did for Eobon, ironically. Just less gruff. It was... So, I believe that you said that this is the team that has been assisting in this area as of late. And Fari kind of says, yes, this is the one, yes. Like, Then I believe that we have them to thank for the recent events. Or the finishing of recent events. Hirata will actually stand up and will actually walk over to each of the members currently sitting and give you a handshake.
Ooh.
If you would like to accept. So homie, he'll walk over and give you a handshake. He'll go over to Starsha, handshake as well. Jai, he'll also walk over to you. Nod. And say, I recognize you. I believe that you have been the one that has been assisting, being instrumentable in assistance between the guild and some of the forces here that we have, correct?
Yes.
He will bring his hand over and he kind of will, his other hand over and will shake your hand more firmly and say, and I thank you for that as well.
Jai, in a very shy tone, says, "Thank you."
He will give
Thank-
you an affirmative nod, and then he will get to Homie. Homie will quickly reach over and give him a firm handshake. Roll me a just straight vitality check, please. Unless you'd like to use fitness, Homie.
Can Jai look over and see if homie's actually getting a firm handshake or something else?
Homie is going for a handshake of strength testing. Is what he's doing.
Yeah. You can tell a lot from a man due to their handshake.
That is fair.
It was a 20, you said? Wait, who was a 20?
Oh, did he roll for me?
Oh, 16 plus vitality, right?
Yes. Wait, 16 was what I rolled.
That's what you rolled.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Never mind then.
Can I use endurance or no? Is it just straight vitality?
Do you want to be able to use fitness or not? Or do you want it to just be a straight vitality check? I'll give you the option of choosing your fate here.
Yeah, we'll do a straight vitality.
Alright. It's very possible you beat him. Funny, it's crazy because, like, you only needed to beat a 19. His strength is actually not super high. Had you chosen fitness, it would have been a wash, but that's beside the point. Or endurance. Fitness or endurance. But that's beside the point. So, you reach over and firmly grasp his hand, going for a shake. And you do it's not like you are giving him like a weak handshake. It's a pretty firm handshake, but he meets your handshake in kind. And you notice that, like, as you're shaking his hand, he definitely has the strength to kind of, like, be a bit tighter, but you can feel him release a little bit, almost matching your strength. And kind of nods.
I just give a nod. I just nod.
He gives you a nod as well, and he says, "Very good." You can see the man that was behind him, the Marlis, kind of looks over and he kind of says, he holds up a hand. He says, And it's fine. I am sure that they are just curious about meeting me. And he will let go of your hand, and he'll move on to shake the others. He does not do test of strength on everybody. Starship kind of looks at him, and there's a moment where he kind of shakes her hand, and he kind of says, I see you are trying to size me up in a different manner than the previous one. If you have a question, you
Did
wish to
I
ask.
hear that comment?
Yes, you could. You would hear that.
Jai just kind of gives like a suspicious look to both of them. Almost like confused.
Yeah, confused. Sarsha doesn't say anything, but he just kind of says, You have very piercing eyes, very... He says, very beautiful. But very... He says, but very seeing. I assure you, there is nothing to concern yourself with. I am merely here as an observer. And he will let go of her hand. He will walk over and he will sit back down. Eric kind of looks over and he says, are you satisfied then? He says, yes, I believe I am. He says, well, then we can begin. So, please recite your report. Please recite your report, Guard Captain Brees. And Brees will kind of sit up straight. He will stand up and he will give them the consortium salute, and he'll say, affirmative, sirs. He looks over, do I have permission to speak? He kind of looks over, do I have permission to speak, and Eric will hold up a hand and say, you may speak as free and honest as you would like. In fact, honesty is what we would really like here. We need to get a more clear picture of what's been happening in the Southern Lapis area. And unfortunately, for multiple reasons, we have yet to do so. We've even had to rely on a temporary leadership role. One that hopefully... He kind of looks over at Eobon and Eobon and Greyfang, who kind of... There's a mild flinch at that, and he kind of says, one that hopefully we can make more standardized soon. But that being said, Breeze will nod. Well, and he will begin reciting kind of the events as all of you have come to know it and such. He will begin kind of saying, it began, I want to say, roughly a month or so ago. It at first didn't seem like much, maybe a few odd reports of, how would I put it, certain guards, certain things going missing, items, things like that. We sent some investigations and have the guards investigate what was happening. And then that's when things began to get a bit more... unfortunate. Guards began to disappear as well. It was fully my responsibility and my fault. I led them to many unfortunate situations, and many of them to their deaths, unknowingly to a grinder that I was unaware of. Assailants had embezzled their way within some of the townspeople, the ship workers directly, more specifically, pirates, raiders, and he kind of stops and looks around a little bit, and he kind of nods. Nationalists. Splinters, I believe, from the Valiant Hawks, based on what we found later, but they had orchestrated events to, along with the assistance of our main harbor master, Dale McGree, to make it so that we were unable to receive any types of shipments. Food, weapons, medical support. Nothing was getting through. And originally we were, as I said, unaware for the first few weeks. We figured it was just a low amount of trade until the guards went missing. Once that happened, we tried to send out reports, but I imagine that well, before the guild was able to get its communications in Moga mainly up and running, even temporarily, we had to send messengers out, and as you know, our messengers did not make it. They were intercepted. Most likely, I have, based on what some of my guard detail told me that survived, they believe that we had one or two moles within our own guard detail spilling out information. He kind of bites his lip a little bit. I should have been better about and more diligent watching what was happening. Because I didn't. Many soldiers lost their lives. They did not have to. I take full responsibility for this. Before I continue, I would like to say that. You can see that Eobon looks like he's about to say something. Or sorry, Eric looks like they're about to say something, but Eobon will actually speak up and he will say, well, you did the best with what you could in that situation, you know. None of us here are looking to blame you at the moment for anything that happened. It was regretful that Quald could not notice this situation earlier as well. The blame is not solely on yourself. We are one of the main settlements that look over the area. In fact, we should have sent aid the moment we began investigating and believing that we discovered something was amiss. So, truth be told, it is our fault. He kind of looks over at Greyfang. Greyfang just nods. Hirata kind of sits up and he says, I'm sure that Eric would echo my words here, but I do not believe that this is the point, that the conversation needs to tilt towards assigning blame. This is an evaluation of things so we can get a better grip on the situation. This is not a court-martial of any kind or any type of questioning for revising your rank or position. Either, or any of you. And Eric kind of nods. Of course. We are just trying to make sure we understand the situation. The others kind of nod. Eric kind of says, then please continue. Breeze will he will nod. Things were not going the best for us. Supplies, as I said, were dwindling and the like. That is, I want to say around the time that the party that you see here arrived. I believe they go by the name of Echoes of Stardust now. And Starsha will nod. Yes, that is our official guild team name that should now be in the official record. She looks over at Fari and Fari nods. After that, Breeze kind of looks over and says, after they arrived, our situation became a lot more, what's the word I'm looking for? Dealable. You can see, what's your mood? What's people's passive moods? Anyone, I'll ask this. Anyone above a 14? At or above a 14?
Dry's a 13, so no. I
I
don't
mean,
know about everyone else.
uh-oh.
Neither Felt or Karina has anything to beat that.
Believe it or not, Starsha does with her spiritual insights. So, Starsha notes some, a mood. What's your passive mood? Is it at or above a 14?
It's below.
Okay, so Starsha's the only one that notices immediately. But she won't say anything yet. So yes, after that moment, Breeze will continue. Says, yes, they were or actually, Harada would say, you say that the guild team, the Echoes of Stardust, when they arrived, they provided assistance to you and changed your situation? And Bree says, yes. Yes, they did. Honestly, if it had not been for their assistance, I do not believe I would have survived, nor any of the Moga citizens. I, unfortunately, have to report that at that point we were looking at mostly around maybe 15 to 12 guards, and by the end of the situation, mainly around 8 or so, with some of those being wounded. So, if it had not been for them, I might not be here to share this message with all of you, and we would not have been able to take out the main command area in that cavern. Eric says, he kind of raises an eyebrow. Oh, you were able to take out that area then? Bree says, yes, I was going to get to that. Well, after the party had assisted us with a few things involving as well a situation involving BOS, which, when he says that, Eric, Greyfang, and Eobon like perk up, and they're like, BOS. Greyfang kind of at this point speaks up. You're telling us there's a situation with BOS again, this close? And he kind of says, yes, but we believe we might have dealt with the main source of it, at least for the moment. The assailants here, the Valiant Hooks, they were using BOS-tipped food and things on the foliage and creatures to cause them to get infected. It was an artificial inducing of it. Kind of thinks. Eobon kind of thinks. There's a chance it could be related. Greyfin kind of nods. Eric thinks. Do you think it might be related to that recent string of events as of late? By that. He looks over, he says. Harada kind of looks over and he says, we'll shelve it for now. Continue. Breeze will continue and nods. Well, after dealing with the BOS infected bears and getting us information, the party, the Echoes of Stardust party, I believe they could tell you what happened past that point before they came back. Starsha will kind of sit up. Yes, we had wanted to investigate if the local Lilel area had been experiencing the Alto area had been experiencing any other similar types of situations there. Lack of food, resources, general uptick in odd monster attacks and the like. And for the most part, while their situation was a bit more tenable than Moga, they were still dealing with similar things. While on the surface things seemed fine, it did appear that they were also suffering from shortage of resources. Mainly, the only thing I imagine that kept them above the others was the fact that they were more adept with hunting and surviving in the local environment off of not just needing trade resources. But besides that, they still needed assistance, and there was also some suspicions about their people. One that was fostered by Dale in the main area in the main Moga settlement. It seems that Dale had been trying to get the the people in the settlement to start an uprising of sorts. One against the Beastkin and Mamorum folk, and the Altos folk as well. Eric kind of thinks. You can see Eric kind of chews on. You can see he's kind of like chewing on his words. Greyfin kind of looks down, and Eobon puts like a hand on their shoulder. Eobon will continue. So you're telling us that the situation has not gotten better as it pertains to the civilians, we'll say, unifications in the south. As Asha says, I would wager that after recent events, they're quite in disarray. I'm sure it will take a lot, but it's possible to fix things. Arata kind of nods. Indeed. Continue, though. Starsha will continue. Once we helped out the locals a little bit there, we gained a new ally. They came and assisted us with the situation. That being Miss Karina here. And Karina sits a little bit up, firmly kind of nods, like tentatively. Eric says, "You do not need to be. You don't need to be tense, young one. It's quite fine." And they kind of like nod and try to smile a little bit with the toothy smile. And Eric just kind of chuckles at that. Starsha will kind of look over and say, "Once we arrived back in the town, we dealt with the situation. We met with Breeze and discussed the situation as it pertained to our suspicions of Dale being the perpetrator of some of the events. After some direct confirmations after investigating Dale, we went and dealt with the situation." Hirata says, Does that mean that he is dead, then?" She kind of shakes her head. "No. He is currently, I believe, in jail, correct?" Breeze nods. He is currently in jail at Mocha, with my guard keeping him under a tight watch. We've also arrested most of his assailants as well that were assisting him. Workers and pirates alike. They are all being held. I would strongly advise that we get support there, because while they are currently arrested, my guards are needing debrief, rest, and they are currently outnumbered. I worry if a situation were to arise. Hirata says, "Of course, we will supply any amount of soldiers you need from the consortium." Eric kind of says, "Yes, or guild as well." Hirata kind of looks over and he kind of says, "Of course, though I do believe that we will have enough to take care of the situation. Besides, there's stuff that the guild has here to do, is not?" Eric kind of looks, "Yes. But that's a later discussion." Hirata kind of nods. Of course. As they continue. Once we dealt with the situation down with Dale, we decided that we'd make our way north and most likely try to find the source of where these raiders were coming from. Hopefully, by taking them out, we'd be dealing a heavy blow to whatever remaining forces were orchestrating things. Not just for us, but we assumed at this point Quald as well, and Malala. Hiabon says, "Yes, we concurred with that, actually. We believe that that was the reason why they were able to splinter out alike. We have discovered that they were, as you believe, splinter forces from the Valiant Hawks that were here during the fiasco with Alan and Ragadi's group. They formed together under Avaro's leadership, and, well, it seems like we're now caught up with what happened yesterday, after you all dealt with Avaro." Priest kind of nods. He says, "Yes, and everything in the report is as listed." He says, "Yes." Hirata kind of looks over and kind of says, including the discovery of these instruments. And my lips are dry. Whistles real quick, and you'd see one of the soldier that was behind him goes back, grabs something, and kind of brings out like one of the weapons you remember. This one's a dagger, but if you remember Jai, it's one of the Terrors of the Deep daggers. He sits it on the table.
Jai tries to sketch out like an image of it in their journal.
Cool. As he kind of does this, Hirata will speak up. We believe that you were the ones that you said that this was found at the site of the crime scene, correct? The priest kind of looks over. Yes, it was. I'm not exactly sure, though, fully what it is, though. Obviously, it's a weapon of some kind, but its orientation and its design are slightly lost on me. Hirata kind of sits up. It is something that we will investigate more thoroughly, but you do not need to worry yourself about it. I just need to confirm that it was indeed the weapons, this is in fact the weapons that you discovered. He nods. Eric, he kind of looks over. Eric, do you have any questions? Eric kind of looks over. Oh, so, he kind of nods. Well, my only main questions, as it pertains to the situation, is... And one sec, I'm just reading something real quick. Yes. Do you believe that there were any other areas in which they were coordinating these attacks from? Breeze kind of shakes his head. As far as we know, no. But there's no telling how many of them might be nestled around different cells in the area. Just because we took the Bane head off of the snake doesn't mean that it's not going to come, or something might not come back. We might be dealing with a Hydra situation here. And a nods. A Hydra, you say? We'll have to make sure we're diligent about suppressing any of these nationalist fervor in the area. Harada kind of says. And looks over. Do you believe that we might be overstepping some, Eric? And it says. I do not believe that is the case. This is now the second major incident that happened within the last 2 months involving them. I believe that a harder approach is now necessary. It says, do you believe that is the case? Are you saying that as Eric Burrows? Or are you saying that as council member Eric Burrows? He says, either. He nods. Or, sorry. Actually, there was the first point. I said Eric Burrows or Councilman Eric Burrows. The first part of that would have been Eric Burrows of the Restitution Corps or Council Member Eric Burrows, is what he would have said. Sorry. Eric continues. And to that extent, I believe that it's best to give the hands-on control to someone that has dealt with the situation or been dealing with it. So, as such, it has not been officially stated. However, we believe, after some routine record-keeping and conversations with some of the locals, leaders and such, it has been generally agreed upon that you will both continue your leadership roles as the mayors of Quald for the time being. As he looks over at Eobon and Greyfang, Eobon says, are you sure? I mean, we assume the mantle temporarily as requested, but he kind of says, do you disagree with this decision? I can assure you that most of your countrymen do agree with it. No, it is nothing of the sort. Are you surprised that both of you were agreed? Well, considering that both of you seem to work well together, and the relationship we are trying to foster between the Lilel people as well as Quald now, it would help to have someone that is a bit more closer to the Alto Latel, working directly as part of the mayor leadership. Best foot forward, so to speak. He looks over at Fari, and Fari kind of nods. They look over at Hirata, and he kind of says, as I said earlier, I'm merely an observer here. I can recommend things, but at the moment I have no disagreements with the appointment of you two. I believe that you two have done a great job, actually. Showing the best of the consortium. And they kind of like both nod in affirmation. Well, if that is the case, Hirata looks, is there anything that our guild team here would like to add to the situation? Homie, Jai, anyone?
I want to know.
Okay. I was just asking.
don't think I would.
You're gonna nod. In that case, this meeting is adjourned. Then you can all make your ways out as you like. I do wish to speak a few more. Yeah, looks over. No, your food is.
I'm not saying that out loud.
No. I shouldn't say it, but I'm sorry, I forgot. Your food is on the table as this all was happening, so you would be a bee.
Hey, I was fucking stuffing my face.
Okay, like right after your handshakes would have been when the food arrived. I forgot to mention. I apologize. But yes, Hirata, as he sits up, you can see Eric also sits up. Eric says, I will now go meet with some of the other council members and discuss the situation. This is good. A report will be very customary. Oh, also, as he turns away, he looks over at Fari. Miss Fari, I would love to meet with the guild team as well to discuss more specific things. Which is, oh, I believe that can be arranged, considering things. And it says, good.
Wait, who said that?
This is Hirata.
Of course.
And he kind of looks over. So, is there any, he kind of looks over. I imagine that this is not all of them. I've read in the report that there was 8 of them. Correct? Fari kind of sits up. Yes, there was. He'll walk over to your party. Well, now. I imagine some of your members are not morning people. He has now walked over to all of you.
Some of our members are just, a bit tired, and one of our members, they're a bit under the weather.
You don't say. Well, that's unfortunate. Sorry, well, you don't say. That is unfortunate to hear. Perhaps I can draw something, get something for them to potentially be better straits soon.
That is much appreciated indeed.
Nods. I believe that anyone that has done so much for us does deserve a reward.
Thank you.
So she kind of looks over. I also note that you're not keen exactly on using the guild's resources.
Well,
She's saying this to Hirata. Sorry. She's
Oh.
not saying this to Jai. She's saying this to Hirata.
Oh.
Yeah. As you said, this Breeze is kind of not next to you, but he's like in the room still as the others are talking. He kind of looks. He looks over, but doesn't say anything. You would notice it, Jai. Hirata, the guard by Hirata looks like he's about to say something, and Hirata holds up a hand, and he kind of says, "You would be correct. You would be correct. While I am not keen on the assistance of the guild in all cases, that does not mean I will not reward those warriors that have done well."
Much we appreciate it.
He nods. That being said, about this ordeal, so to speak, with these weapons, or these items, of course, I would like to know if any of you have any other information on. I would like to know if any of you have some other information on them. It could be quite helpful for our investigation of the situation. I believe in the reports it was said that by Breeze that Avaro used some type of port crystal at some point and outpoured some type of water elemental-like creatures or abominations.
Yes.
Only briefly regretting that I'm not there, but only a little bit. Only a little bit.
Sasha says, yes, that is the case. These characteristics of these creatures. He kind of flips through. You can see he flips through like some paper. Based on the reports, based from what Breeze said, and even some of the soldiers, bones, gristle. Strange formations that resemble that of humans and other types of creatures, but nonetheless still held together by a water elemental and aqua elemental's body. Bizarre, and to say the least. And most likely, artificially created. He kind of closes the paper. Starsha's ears kind of perk up when he says that. He says, we have done thorough work on investigating the situation. While we don't have all the answers, some things are piecing together, so to speak.
Officially, you say?
Yes, we believe so. The moralist kind of man looks over at him. He says, I believe it is okay with them knowing some of this information. Besides, I would like their inputs. After all, they have fought these entities. I would like to know what their thoughts on them are. He looks over at all of you. So, what would you say about them?
Jai very nervously looks at Starsha.
Sasha kind of thinks.
Man, I wrote down everything about the water chimera.
Starsha did write down some stuff.
All their
Starsha just
weaknesses.
going through what she'd like to say. Starsha says, We've been calling them water chimera, based on what we can loosely call they are. They seem to be chimera-like, formed from different parts of creatures, most likely humanoid, as well as what are aqua elementals. The exact magic or spiritual energy used to create them we're not exactly sure of. But whatever it is, it doesn't exactly seem like it's particularly of a normal orthodox variety. I imagine some amount of necromancy as well. Well, that's not the only thing. They seem to be... The capabilities seem to not exactly be fully reached. He kind of raises an eyebrow to that and he kind of says, Your deduction skills are correct. We believe that these creatures are not exactly complete yet. Or moreover, these might be the lesser forms of them. There's been reports of larger ones, and one that exhibits strange or other types of affinities, some of different elements even. That being said, information is still sparse, and of course, confidential. He looks over at all of you. Sasha kind of nods. If you're wondering, we would only share this with only other guild forces. Oh, not guild forces. Guild, leadership. He kind of says, of course. However, past that, so... Where these creatures have been seen, there's been some correlation. He kind of nods his head to the crate with the different types of tear to the deep weapons.
Ooh.
He kind of says, Sasha kind of says, so, what are those? He kind of says, unfortunately, that is where I must say that it's classified, unfortunately. But I believe that you all are somewhat... How would I put it? I believe that you are all somewhat knowledgeable of their iconography. It sounds like it based on what you called them. Yes, they are believedly of the deep variety arsenal. But who's making them and for what purpose, we're not sure. Nevertheless, we will get to the bottom of it, and any accomplices of the sort will be rooted out and dealt with, as consortium law dictates. Sasha just nods. Well, in any case, if that is all the information you have, then that'll be fine. And he kind of turns and he will begin to walk out the room. Starsha looks over at the rest of you as he kind of leaves the room with his guard. Avaro seems quite... What's the word? Careful?
Yes. But understandably so.
He said his role was an observer here. What was he observing?
Maybe he has an idea of who's creating these order chimera.
She nods. Perhaps. It sounds like that might be the case. And that person that was with him... That wasn't a regular consortium guard. I was thinking about it as we were sitting down. The iconography and attire. Was that of a... honor guard member. From the Tide Pack. I guess it's not odd that the Tide Pack would be present or around the area. Of course, they're partnered with the consortium. But... to have them directly act with him as a guard and not a mariner, it suggests that the Tide Pack might be more directly interested in what's happening here, too. I wonder why.
That's a good question.
In any case, we'll figure it out. I'm sure we'll figure it out later. Though I can slightly understand why Marliana is apprehensive about him.
Yeah. I don't know him well enough to know if he would turn him out.
Well, in any case, he did say he wants to see all of us at some point. We'll make an excuse.
We can do that.
For the time being, we might want to keep Marliana relatively inside the room until we're leaving. Though I don't imagine we're going to stay longer than a day or so. We have something to do back in the Lel. Hopefully by then, after we're back from the Lel, Hirata's gone.
Hopefully. He seems like quite a busy person. I doubt he'd stay for too long.
Well, in any case, it sounds like to our extent, we're done with things here. So.
Yes. Oh wait, is there someone Jack's supposed to talk to about the original thing?
Which original thing? Oh, yes. Actually, Fari would come over at this moment. That's funny, because Fari was going to come over, but this would actually be a perfect moment. Fari kind of walks over and she's like, well, she says, hello there, Echoes of Stardust. Might I say, I do love the team name. Oh, and she kind of looks over. Ah, Jai, there you are. I forgot. I believe that this, and she will hand you about 150 gold.
Oh. Okay.
This is your payment for that last operation you were in. I apologize for the additional danger that you were placed in due to the circumstances of things.
Oh, it's fine.
Well,
something I can't get.
She nods. In any case. No, and I guess considering you were looking for them, I guess that means you'll be signing on with their group?
I guess so.
And,
I mean, if they wouldn't mind having me.
Starsha kind of looks over. I feel like at this point you know too much about our group for us to just let you walk around.
I guess I do.
Speaking, and Fai says, speaking of that, looks over at Starsha. I believe you wanted to talk with me about something. She's like, oh, right, if you're, I mean, it was after the meeting, and if you're busy, you can talk to me later, I mean, she kind of looks, like, tilts her head. I'm free at the moment. She's like, right, then, Fari kind of says, we'll catch up. She kind of looks over at you all. I believe that Starsha needs to talk with me about something. If you wouldn't mind excusing us for the moment.
Oh, I don't mind at all.
She'll nod, and then she will take Fari will like start walking. Starsha will look over and just kind of nod and slowly walk out with her.
I'm so upset I missed this moment. You have no idea how much I want to be there right now.
So they'll leave the room. Karina comes over and then like, so what are we doing the rest of the day? Are we free? Are we free to do stuff? Can I roam town?
I mean, yes, I think so.
Yes.
Don't get any trouble?
Karina has already started walking out of the room. before you even said like don't get in any trouble. Val kind of looks over like, Karina, wait, I'll keep an eye on them. Karina, and they start running. They chase after Karina.
Sure, it'll be fine. Can't be too bad.
Gaia Free, or not Gaia Free. I keep saying Gaia Free. Great Bang, Eobon, and Breeze also have left the room. It's just you and Homie right now.
I checked the room for bugs.
All right, roll an
worried about
inspection.
bugs?
No, not those kind of bugs. I mean, like, tap-wired bugs.
Oh, okay.
Roll an inspection.
It is a 19.
Nope, nothing you can find. No physical bugs in the room.
Oh well. Then I'll just get my paranoia out the way.
Jai's just kind of looking over, like, is everything okay?
Homie is
Yeah.
turning up chairs and fucking looking under the table, crawling around.
Did you find the thing you're looking for?
Technically no, which is a good sign, but also could be a bad sign if there are. I don't know. It depends.
Guess I'll take.
What was that?
Oh, I said, I guess I'll take your word for it.
Oh, yeah. I am dreading what happens now. Not really. I mean, it's not in a bad way. I'm just nervous, scared, excited, scared.
What are you dreading?
Well, if well, no one told me where to go, but I'm assuming I'm gonna meet Rebecca at some point.
Bari said that they would get that for you set up after the meeting, so probably after Starship.
Well, yeah, it's after the.
Yeah.
Exactly, it's after the meeting.
Yeah, so it's coming up soon.
Are you nervous to meet Rebecca?
Yeah.
Why are you nervous?
That's my. That was my. How would I call it? My. That was my simulation wife.
I mean, you guys weren't married, but.
Yeah. That was my simulation pirate girlfriend.
Well, why don't you just start off by, like, reintroducing yourself and see where that goes? You know?
I mean, I don't know if I should be. I mean, I'm glad she's alright, but it's like, if she remembers me. Or if she doesn't remember me. I don't know.
That's why you reintroduce yourself, because then you'll know if she remembers you or not.
Oh, yeah, I guess you're right. Hype myself up. Gotta
Yeah.
myself up.
I mean, if you can do it in simulation, I'm sure you can do it in real life. Can't be that hard. I don't know. I've never actually been in a simulation before, but I imagine you can do it in a simulation, you can do it in real life.
I mean, there's hardly any different tell, except the whole borders of not being able to go through and seeing other people go through it. That's pretty surreal, but you know, other than that, there's about the same thing.
What do you remember about her from the simulation?
Feisty. I hope the part. Well, before me and her became a thing, in a way, we were fighting, and Starsha.
And then Starsha.
Starsha did some did some damages to her, but I look past those damages, you know.
You look past the damages. Okay. So, how did you go from fighting to getting married?
I'm a charmer.
So, why don't you charm her again?
It's not easy.
Well, if you did it once, shouldn't it be easier the second time?
Maybe I guess you're making sense, but in my brain, you're not.
Why don't you just repeat the actions that won her over the first time? And in
Oh
theory,
god, you want me to burn her hair?
Wait, did you say burn her hair?
Yeah, that's for starters.
Okay, not that. I mean, like the charming part. How did you charm her?
I remember she was about to be on the edge of a boat, and I told her we didn't have to fight, and that there's other ways.
Why don't you just, introduce yourself and ask her how she's doing?
Yeah, that sounds like yes.
Yeah, you have like an adorable face. Maybe just like crack some jokes.
Jokes, I'm good at those.
Yeah, just try the charming without the fighting and without the boat.
Charm without fighting it without boat. Got it.
Yes.
Mental
Maybe
got it.
maybe you could we might be here for like a day or so. Maybe you could try to like take her to get some food. Yeah. You should try that.
Alright, got this.
Just in case you didn't know, we got paid. Was it 70 gold?
Do we got money?
Yeah. So you
Yeah.
do a date.
Yeah, for the quest we just turned in.
It's only 70 gold. I could have sworn we got like 1,000 something. We only got 70. That's crazy.
Well, we got 70 split between 8 people.
We have 8 people in our party. I might start calling.
Yeah, we have a lot of things we can sell. We just haven't done it yet.
Oh, we should do that.
Yeah, Marliana's gonna be tampering with some of the items to sell. You'll find that out later.
I'm intrigued already. So, homie, why don't we go meet up with Marliana? Maybe Marliana can give you some tips on charming Rebecca.
Oh, you know what? You're good at jokes too. You're really funny.
No way. No way you just said that.
That wasn't supposed to be a joke. What do you mean?
Oh. I get them.
A joke would be if I said, "Why don't we meet up with Starsha? Starsha can give you tips on charming."
That's crazy.
Damn.
Yeah, I can
That's wild. Sasha sneezes. Someone must be talking about me again.
Yeah, that was wild. That was so crazy.
But yeah.
Yeah. Let's go meet up with Starsha. Maybe she's doing fine now. Better. Yes.
I think Starsha's
was taking off on one-on-one with Fari.
Yeah, I mean, you can go try to find her if you want.
Oh wait, I meant Mariana, not Starsha. My bad.
Oh, yeah, we could go find Marliana. I'm sure Marliana has some good tips for charming Rebecca. Plus, Marliana was probably there with you, so Marliana can tell you what worked last time.
In a weird way, yes, but Marliana
gave me a task. Go read my notes. I don't. All right.
I mean, I remember for the most part, Marliana was annoyed because the fight had stopped, and
remember. No, I just don't remember what homie said. Like that. Like specifically at this moment, I don't.
He
remember
said
what
some corny shit. I remember that. He said something really corny.
I mean, yeah, that make all right. That's actually all I
corny
need. Like I can just, I know what to say. All right, I don't have to go through my notes then. It'll be fine.
It was something that everyone was like, I can't believe he rolled like a fucking nat 20 and like he said all this and then rolled a nat 20. It was like the
Yeah, that
corniest.
sounds very familiar, actually. All right. Well, actually, that makes my job easier. Just be yourself, my guy. Do some dumb shit.
Well, I mean, it worked last time.
Being yourself
Say
works.
something a little more positive than that.
Me and homie get back to the area that Marliana is in.
To your room. Okay.
Yes.
Marliana, you'll hear a knock, I assume, at the door.
I mean,
Something so
yeah,
funny
it's
could
probably
happen
open.
here, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
Out of curiosity, just how long has it been since they left? Because I
Probably
would
about,
have been
like-
doing something.
Probably like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, give or take.
That's not long enough. All right, well,
Not
never
really
mind.
long. That meeting actually was a lot quicker than it could have been.
Fair, fair. Well, I probably would have just been writing in my
Your
journal. You know, just getting all my notes together as I do.
Contemplating about what if Harada opens the door and pops in. What's the most viable escape route?
Yeah, she would have been definitely stressing over the fact Harada could be here.
Dry's just gonna open the door since no one opens it
Fair enough.
and just walk.
You would see
Mariana.
Jai and homie.
Can you give homie some tips on how to win over Rebecca again? Also,
What?
Harada was definitely there.
Where is everyone else? How did the meeting
pretty
go?
Off talking to her future girlfriend.
Oh, Stasha and Fari?
Yeah.
That's nice. I'm sure that Fari initiated that.
Yes. Yes, she did.
Well, good for them.
Yeah.
That doesn't. Okay, so the meeting, how did that go? Who was all there? Should I be worried?
They didn't say
If you're
Harada was
asking
there.
if Harada is there, the answer is yes.
Marliana's scales like flutter, probably around her gills and things.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be fine. I told them you're sick. And I didn't give a name.
Wait, what?
They told them that
You're
you're
under the
sick
weather.
and that you're sick and that they didn't give them a name.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Well, there was something I wanted to do while we were in town. It was gonna be with homie, actually.
Feel free to go do that. Just don't get seen. Harada's definitely still in town.
Those are fantastic words to hear.
Yep.
Just don't get seen, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's like easy to not be seen. It's like disappear into some leaves. I do it all the time.
You're saying that to someone who's almost 7 foot tall.
But actually, can disappear.
I suppose, but like, not much better than what I can do, which isn't very great either.
Yeah. So I mean, that means that you can get away. You should be able to get away too. See?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Just start working on your disguise now, and then go out in the town.
Oh, actually, I do have disguises. I just haven't made them yet. I have the disguise kit.
Yeah, you have the kit.
Yeah, everything I've done was in Qual'd, so like everything's been reset.
Yep. So you gotta make a new disguise.
I know that Karina's gonna help me with one disguise, which is gonna be my martial arts costume,
Yeah, the hurricane
but that has
outfit
not happened yet.
hasn't happened yet. Also, unfortunately, Karina is not there at the moment.
Yeah, I know. I mean, Marliana
Well,
doesn't
Marla
know.
didn't know yet, but yeah, Karina heard. We could go explore the town. I'm exploring the town.
I really wanted actually specifically her and Felt to be there, but
You
well,
can go search
it's
for them in
fine.
the town.
Eh, I just rearranged certain events, especially since Homie's here now.
This is why this is something Starter is gonna look at getting, but this is why the party needs to get the visualizers or was it transceiver devices, so that
Right.
we can if we
That would
split
be-
up, everyone can communicate with each other. Like, hey, I need you back here for this.
Mhm.
Yeah, nah, we're just gonna, roll the dice and
Yeah.
hope things work out for now.
Yeah.
Oh, but I do plan on going to the guild hall before my initial plans, so.
You are in the guild hall. What do you mean?
I mean, well, I plan to talk to someone in the guild,
Oh yeah,
uh,
like one of the
so
attendants.
maybe I
Yeah.
could bring that up.
Before you
Uh,
go do that, can you help homie not be nervous about Rebecca?
oh, wait, is homie gonna go meet Rebecca?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, that kind of puts a pin in my plans, but good for him.
Why does that put a pin in your plan?
Well, I wanted to go mining, and you're a pretty good mining partner. We need some resources while we're here. We might as well go take care of some. But I think you should see Rebecca before that.
I mean, I can make time for mining.
If you need someone to go foraging with you, I can help you go foraging.
That probably would be good if you don't have any other plans, but there's plenty to do around Quald if you haven't experienced it yourself yet.
I don't have any plans at the moment. I'm sure I'll get around to everything. Or at least half of the stuff while I'm here.
Well, I mean, it's up to you. There's probably plenty to do outside of Quald too. I mean, I'm not much of a forager, but there's stuff out there for sure.
Yeah. Sure, something.
What time is it?
It is around 9 o'clock now in the morning.
That's still really early. That's
Yeah, it's
nice.
so early.
Oh,
It's,
it
I
it's
mean, I
only
guess that makes
been
sense
like
because
yeah,
yeah,
because
it
it
was
was
only a
30 minutes
20-minute
to your
meeting.
your thing, then 20-minute meeting, and maybe about another extra 10 minutes now. So like it's not a lot's happened.
Yeah. So that I was gonna suggest a time we should all meet together and maybe try and pass that around between party members, but I don't really know what time I'd choose.
Yeah.
What about like 6 p.m. or something? That gives me enough time to find all of the party members.
Uh, it's 9. That's not bad. Meet at 6.
Yeah.
Sure. I think that should be fine.
That sounds good. I have no clue where Karina went though.
Well,
and
I have a few places to walk around in town, so maybe I'll spot them.
Sounds good. I'll pass on and let everyone know we're meeting at 6. Homie, if you need more time with Rebecca past 6 p.m., let us know.
Alright, will do.
And Jai,
And yeah, homie, just don't overthink things. Just go meet Rebecca and just be yourself. That's what worked last time, right?
I thought it was the whole rocking boat or rocking bridge syndrome, I think it's called, where
no boats.
yeah,
No boats, no fighting.
Ain't no books, no fighting.
Well,
Got it.
what mattered is that you got her attention, and then you did what you do, whatever that is. So just
Whatever that is.
so you're starting with her attention at the very beginning. So just talk to her and maybe ask how things have been. I think she's been working with the guild in some backwards way.
Yeah, I think the group was called like the cleanup crew or something like that.
Are you asking me, or are you just making a joke?
Inferring? Isn't it? Was it not the cleanup crew?
It was a cleaner
Was it not
uppers.
called the cleanup?
You're close. It's
The
cleaner
cleaner
uppers.
uppers. There we go. Yeah.
That's close.
Yeah, well, no, it was close. That's why I was like, "Are you making a joke, or are you asking me?" That's that I wanted to know in case you wanted the actual name. Me?
Well,
Where do I meet her? Do I meet her here? No one really told me anything.
I feel like I've said it like 3 times and it's not being remembered.
not felt. Fari is going to introduce you to Rebecca again.
It's
Yeah,
just that Fari is currently talking with Starsha. So once that's done, Fari will come and get Rebecca, or probably go get you and then bring you to Rebecca.
okay.
Yeah, so just wait here, Marliana. I'm gonna
Mm.
go try to find Karina and Felt.
Wait, I should just wait here?
No,
No,
homie.
you don't have to wait here. Just homie.
Oh. Yeah, that seems right. If Fari's the one introducing, then I'm sure
Yeah.
she'll find you.
Yeah.
Let me roll something. How long would their conversation have taken? Since I don't have to worry about doing it necessarily, since
Yeah.
no one went over there, I can just speed ahead to that part. Where was it?
Jai is heading out to go look for the party member.
Which party member? Felt and Karina?
Yes, but also
Okay.
Starsha at some point too. But Jai's intentionally giving Starsha some time.
That's fair. As long as
Above
it's not
board,
immediate, it's fine.
Above board, though, I'm nosy about Starsha and Fari's conversation.
Funny, some of this stuff was already actually talked about. Like Eobon, Grey Fang, Gyre Free, people remembering things. But there's a certain part of it. Sorry, I was just reading something. Oh, whoops. That's just fine. So, at this point, actually, funny, right after Jai leaves, maybe about 10 minutes later, actually probably less than that, probably 5 minutes at this point, you would see Starsha come back to the room with
Yeah, so this is probably just when Marliana's getting ready to walk out.
Walk out, yeah. Marliana would open the door, or I guess Starsha and Far would open the door as you're kind of about to leave. Starsha would kind of look over. It seems like they were mid-conversation about something. As Far kind of nods and says, "Just tell me when all of you are ready, and I will also, and I'll make sure things are officiated here." And Sachi's nods. Of course. Also, and then she kind of looks over. Oh, Marliana, were you heading out?
Yeah. Well, this kind of helps.
Hmm.
Jai just left to make sure everyone in the party knew we'd like to meet back at the guild at 6 o'clock.
Oh. Well, that's good that you figured that all out. Actually, she kind of
Yeah,
nods.
we're all gonna do our own thing for a while. It's still pretty early.
If you see Karina
Um,
and Felt, actually, moreover, if you see Magellan, give him this, and she will hand you two uh, little devices.
oh, I see you beat me to it.
She
I was
nods.
gonna ask for these in just a moment.
Yes, it was some arrangements for some things, but we don't have a lot. Just at the moment,
Is it
just three. Yes, Starship will
so
point.
she gave me two
Yes, one of
and
them
one
just
for Magellan.
Magellan. Yeah.
I
She goes, so
assume you
since
have
you're
one.
yes, I have one right now on me. I haven't put it on my. I haven't fashioned it, but I'm going to attach it to my. She kind of taps the side of her neck to the her not NLD, her guardian shard equipment thing. Since this
Mm-hmm.
thing is already on me most of the time anyway, and it attaches via this, or the link attaches via this necklace I wear. Seems like it's no better place to put it. That was actually what I was going to
And what
tweak a
about the
little bit
third?
here.
Wait, say it again.
No, just that I was going to tweak with it a bit. That's how I was, since it's not necessarily set like that. Well, today. But besides that point, you're wondering what the third one's for? Well, considering that I figured that, Karina and Felt probably wandered off somewhere, and she looks over. Oh, homie's here. That's good. She looks over. Where's that cat? Hmm. Johnny's
I
gone.
she went to look after the rest and tell people to meet later.
Well, in that case, then you can give this to them. Once you find, of course, Karina and Felt. Try to stay a little bit together with them if you can, as well. You specifically as well.
Well,
We
I was
don't want
gonna
Harada
take
catching you by yourself.
uh she just looks down to the ground. She was about to say something and immediately shuts it down. uh I was gonna go to the mines. It's out of town, should be okay, right?
Well, it's somewhat in the town's bounds still, but I imagine that there's no reason Harada would be looking in that area. So you should be safe. Try
I was
not
gonna
to...
take Homie with me once he talked with Rebecca.
Ah, well then she looks over. Fari, I imagine that was what you were going to set up in a moment, right? Fari kind of nods. Yes. Homie, if you'd like to follow me, I can lead you to them. And once he's done, I'm sure that he can come back here.
Who
Starsha
was
kind
with Harada?
of... So, are you talking to Starsha? Starsha kind of looks...
Just out loud, but I think Starsha and Fari are still there, so
Yeah, Starsha kind of crosses her arms. Based on the attire as well as the demeanor, they look like they were from the Tide Pack. Honor Guard, mind my guess, maybe, but I'm not exactly accustomed to most of the Tide Pack's exact rankings and branches.
I look towards Fari and see if she has anything to say.
She doesn't say anything.
What if she doesn't? Then I'd
Yeah.
nod.
Yeah, she doesn't have anything extra to add. In any case, yes, it'll be best if you keep yourself at a low profile. Stay away from the barracks area. That seems to be where Harada's spending most of his time at the moment.
Right. If I'm not in the mines, I'll be in the guild hall.
Yes.
Those are the only two places I should be.
And don't worry, we're not going to be staying for long. Actually, there is something you might want. Yes, I want your attention for. When you get the, you said 6, right?
Yes.
At 4 o'clock, meet. You know how to get to Gaiafree's place, right? At 6 o'clock. At 4. Oh, not 6. At 4 o'clock, meet us over there.
6 hours? I should be able to squeeze in what I want. Okay.
I imagine you'll want to be over there, considering it's going to relate to Gathor.
Yeah, I do. I think I can make that work. I think it's 4 hours minimum for mining.
Yes.
I'll just get the one roll, maybe a +1 to it. That's fine.
Well, considering I was just told about something, we are actually going to stop around here for the night. We'll do some of this stuff off camera. So,
That's cool.
considering things, I would like to thank everyone for their time in the session today, both players and audience members alike. Those who watched us live, of course, thank you for stopping by to watch our live shows. We do thoroughly enjoy it. We might have to try to start doing more live shows actually streamed on like YouTube or Twitch, but I find the Discord streams a little bit easier to contend with and manage than doing other things. So that is a personal preference, but I think that's fine. Also, my signal is booty cheeks, and it likes to go up and down like it's a roller coaster. So it's kind of annoying to actually contend with when the stream can like fucking crash and then we lose. Well, we don't lose the recording, but like I just have to make the stream private or delete the stream and then re-upload the video anyway, which kind of makes it redundant, you know. But again, maybe we'll start doing that soon. I think that like our live streams could do a little bit better on YouTube. Who knows? But that being said, thank you all for watching, of course. If you'd like to find out more about Dream Forge and try it out yourself, you can go into the description box of this video below, where you can find the links to all of our socials, whether it be for some of our artwork, our development notes and development logs or things, as well as our Discord, where we can manage, where we have our community, where we can manage and help you if you'd like to try to play the game, make a character, or just in general talk with some of the developers and some of the main players for things, whether that be the teams. The team right here for Echoes of Stardust, or the team for the Shadow Guardians, who is currently in this big swing of their prologue second act, or second part. So if you want to see a bit more of a direct or guided adventure, you can see an example there. So, but yeah, besides all that, I believe that is, yep, I think that's it for everyone. I don't think we have any major announcements to really make, so we will see you all in the next part for this session. For you, it'll be, well, for us and you, it probably will be a week, so we'll see you all then. Toodles!
See ya.
Bye.